Mhm.
Yeah.
We are live.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a
Sounds-
Super Slash Bros special of Physical Media Matters.
Yeah.
Live.
Oh. I didn't put my volume down.
Same time, same place, same issues.
Yep.
Mhm. It's like we never even.
I know I better see some more motherfuckers on here because every time they're always asking, how come I isn't doing this anymore? Yeah, well, get the fuck in here.
Well, I put it out there on what did I put it on today? My community page, I think. I don't remember if I
OnlyFans.
did it there. A few people said they were showing up, so
OnlyFans.
His Bronco OnlyFans.
Brock only.
Brad's gonna do
Is
some
it-
mukbang.
Mukbang.
Hey Dan.
Hey, Dan. Oh, I forgot to look at your, I don't know if you responded to me. I forgot to look.
with
I
what?
mentioned he got 2 copies of Kurenko, and I asked him, I said, if you want to trade for something, because Lord knows, you know, I bought that bundle and I had a lot of the stuff in there, or some of the stuff.
Getting tired of these
So
damn
I
shirts.
I forgot to check if.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Hello, Jim, Dave, and Dan.
Hey Dan.
What are you doing?
Is it gonna be noisy if I put the dishes in the dishwasher?
So,
Hey, you're fine.
Joe, I'm gonna put this into my Slash Bros playlist.
Okay.
Just because, who knows when we'll have
Okay.
it again.
Okay, Dan. I just read it. Thank you. I get some stuff I think you'll be interested in. Believe me.
Hey Kelly.
We got Kelly and everything. I'm all behind.
We got some franchise frenzy people in the chat.
Oh no! See, should talk about franchise frenzy too.
Slash Bros come back together for a day. It's a reunion. It's a party. So everybody comes along.
Heck yeah!
You know, this is actually my second stream for the day, technically.
Oh, how did that not go? And what's it under? Because Corinne looked for it.
Okay, I'll send you guys the my mom's channel name or whatever.
Right.
I've got one too, but I haven't started selling yet on mine.
How did you do? Just out of curiosity.
So last night we did like kind of we did one and it was totally fucked, right? Like everything was like it was all messed up. We couldn't figure it out, you know, and we ended it within 30 minutes, didn't sell a thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
So my mom was like, let's try it again. So we waited till 8:00, you know. But in between, I came inside and I looked up on YouTube whatnot streaming tutorial. And we saw this one guy who deals in clothes and sells like millions of clothes a year, you know, or whatever. And he had some great, you know, insights, tips, and tricks. So we came back at 8 and things ran perfect, great, smooth. My mom was having a blast. People were coming in. She was getting excited. It was so fun to see her happy and excited, you know?
Yeah, because they bid on there.
Yeah, and then so we sold last night. We did about $85 worth of sales.
Nothing wrong with that.
And she gained about 20 more followers.
Good.
So that was just supposed to be the practice for her main stream she was going to do today at noon, right?
Okay.
So I go out to work this morning. I go to the shop and she's here and she goes to start her stream and she has nothing. She's not coming across. Visually, the camera's out. Her words are being broken up. It's terrible. She couldn't get it figured out or whatever. I had to close the shop, which luckily I'd already made $1,000 for the day. I closed the shop. I raced back here doing 50 on these back highways where the deer are crossing.
Oh boy.
And as I'm about to pull in the driveway, she gets it going. But then by then she was so frazzled and so nervous that she didn't want me to leave. And so
Yeah,
I
I get
I
that.
did the technical stuff with her for her,
Yeah.
for the rest of the stream. And then she only did it for maybe 45 minutes, but
Hmm.
she did about $80 worth of sales during that 45 minutes.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
And then she gained some more followers and people. One thing I've noticed on there that's so different than like some other places that I've, been on for bidding or for items. Everybody is like super cool, especially in the comic book world. Super cool. I've been getting
Yeah,
so
there
many
seems to be a
great
little bit
comics.
of a different vibe on there.
Yeah, I've been getting so many great comics.
So here's the thing. I don't know if you guys knew this, but you can actually do it on Whatnot and YouTube at the same time.
I'm trying to get. I want to figure that part out. Yes, I know. You
Here's
could
the
put it.
problem. Here's the problem. Because my wife watches this sometimes because she watches this lady called the Crazy Lamp Lady.
Mm-hmm.
And when she does it, a lot of times they have a problem with the feed on the YouTube part of it. So I think what she's been doing is she's been telling people they can watch it on YouTube or whatever. But if they're going to bid, they should bid on the Whatnot app because
I was going to ask if you could bid on the YouTube part.
you can't. No. But you can actually, like, you know how you can cast. You can cast it over to your television and I'll watch it in real time. But the one thing I noticed when she wants to watch it and I'm watching her sell her stuff is that sometimes there's a lag. The words don't match up to the mouth. And I don't know if you remember when we did like the trivia and people were complaining because their answers didn't get in there. They punched it in and it didn't come up right away. Same thing. And when you're bidding on something, I would imagine that would cause problems.
Yeah, the bidding thing is kind of cool because you swipe to bid.
Yeah.
But also what's cool about it, I like, is that a lot of them do giveaways. We did giveaways, helps bring people in.
Right.
I won one of the giveaways. I don't know what it was I won. They said it was a surprise giveaway. For all I know, I'm getting a freaking CGC book or something.
Could be.
But
usually they put on there what the giveaway is normally.
Yeah, some do, some don't. They'll tell you it's a surprise, or sometimes it's a package. It's a surprise package or whatever, But I'll tell you what, Jay, you had loved it. I picked up an Amazing Spider-Man #7, the Doc Ock Alex Ross Virgin cover, first appearance of Spider-Boy. That's like a $20 comic. I picked it up for $3.
Nice.
And I put it on eBay for 20.
I don't blame you.
But that's just, I picked up so many great deals off of there that I actually had to stop. I had to because one day I didn't realize it. I was picking up all these great books, like $10, $15 books for $2 a piece.
Yeah.
And because there wasn't that many people in the auction. I was just cleaning up, And then I was like, wait, how many have I bought? And I went and looked back and I hit it 78 times.
Jesus.
I didn't mean to do that. It's addicting, man. You got to be careful,
Hey, JK. I think it's JK.
Anthony, on my video today, you put that you just subbed, but weren't you always subbed?
This is a new channel.
He made a different channel.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then I'll have to follow that back then. I didn't realize.
I do have a little bit of update before we start on the physical media thing. In my Walmart, the one that I've talked to Brad and Joe about this numerous times, the one that I used to go grocery shopping at.
Hey, Echo.
Their physical media section was horrible. It had gotten to the point where there were so many holes in it. They had gotten rid of the dump bins. They finally brought the dump bins back. And the one thing I've noticed is since Best Buy went out and Walmart said that they were going to pick up the slack, now we not only have all the glow in the dark cover things, but we have the steel as well. So it seems to be coming back.
Yeah.
And that was one of the smaller sections. So
yeah, I bought that Leprechaun steelbook there, but the steelbooks are pricey.
Yeah, they are. $29.
40 to 40, depending.
Yeah.
Like I think there was one I wanted to pick up. I can't remember what movie it was. But it was real nice, but it was like $35 for that steelbook. I mean, but I'm very impressed with the work they did on that Leprechaun one. That's Scream Factory level work. I mean,
Yeah,
it was great. I loved it. I couldn't resist. I had to buy it. And ours is still really good. They're not as good as they once were, having a huge section. They after that remodel they did a few years ago, they've narrowed things down, but they still get a lot of good stuff, and we still have a bigger one than most of the others.
Yeah.
Well,
So
this is a
the one
good
up here sucks.
this is a good leeway into one of the topics I wanted to talk about tonight, and that was Poor Things, the Blu-ray DVD release of that.
Mhm.
So originally, because Disney owns, I believe it's like Searchlight that put that one out, because Disney owns it, they weren't going to do a physical release of the movie. And then
Mhm.
all of the Oscar buzz, you know, Emma Stone won the Oscar for Best Actress and stuff. And once she started getting nominated and the movie started getting nominated, they decided to put out a limited release of the movie on physical media. So I was searching for it. You know, you can go on Walmart and find out like stores around you have copies of stuff. And I have a lot of Walmarts around here, like a lot of them in driving distance. And literally only one of them had a copy of that movie. So
So do you think it's selling good, or do you think it's the fact that only one was having it available for sale?
I think it's a combination of they're all because Disney, it was like a limited release. They're probably not getting like say 10 copies. They might be getting one or two.
Right.
So they could be selling out at the other stores because the one that I got, it was only one copy there. So I don't know if I got the only copy at that store, or if they had another copy or what. But I just find it weird that out of all the Walmarts, not even the one that usually has stuff that I have to drive like a good distance to get, they didn't even have it.
Huh.
So I just find it interesting. So it's like as things, you know, things get better and then some things get worse. So
Well, I mean, like you said, when we had talked about this before, I didn't know, of course, that that they were doing a limited edition, but you said the Barbarian also was owned by Searchlight or owned by Disney, and we never got a physical copy for that.
Exactly. Like I said, I think with Poor Things, it was because of the Oscar buzz and all the awards, which is why they're like, yeah, we better put this out. It'll sell.
Yeah.
So it's just unfortunate that that's happening because it's one of those movies that's very different. Obviously, won some Oscars and is probably a movie that people should see. But now people are. I mean, you can stream it. I think it's on Hulu, so people can stream it. But again, it's that thing where it's like, okay, if someone doesn't have Hulu, well, then they can't watch it, and then they can't go out and buy a copy because they can't find it. So, just
and these days, you know, to get Hulu, all the streaming services, I don't know if people have noticed or not, streaming services have really raised their prices.
They have.
And you get less.
Echo, I saw that one too. That one looked cool, the creature.
You're getting less because now everybody wants their own service. So they're taking once they're like if say The Walking Dead's on Netflix, right? Which it still is, I believe, but it's owned by AMC, right?
Yeah.
Well, AMC now has their own streaming service,
AMC
so
Plus.
they're going to want The Walking Dead on them exclusive, so you have to buy their thing to get it. You know, now I can speak from my own experience, and you know, I have no problem with streaming, but I don't think it should ever replace. You know,
exactly. It just it should go hand in hand.
My streaming bill every month, if you really look at my streaming bill every month, is about probably $70 to $110.
Yeah.
And how many streaming services do you have?
Well, I've got quite a few, so I do get a ton of content, you know, but, and this happened the other night when I was streaming. Joe, you came in a little way. Jay, you were there.
Yeah.
What happens when your internet goes out? And I'm not just talking about on a little level like that where it was out for 25, 10, whatever it was, 15 minutes. You know, Jay, where I live, even though I have great internet service, internet service. When it goes
you
out,
lost yours for quite a while.
A day, 2 days, 3 days.
Yep.
And, you know, and I'm sorry. And like I said to Joe yesterday, I know most of these motherfuckers are not going home and picking up a book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mark. People don't read anymore. They don't. So what are you going to do? You're going to, what are they going to do? They're going to sit around with being bored and probably go beat their spouse or something, you know? I mean, well, I'm just saying, like, And one of these days, I truly believe that one of these days the internet is going to crash, like for real. Like,
Hey, you know what? I got this to put on.
mhm.
I don't have to not watch anything. I got stacks of fucking movies here that I can just put on anytime I want.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the stuff I have that I haven't even watched yet.
And I'm not talking conspiracy theories. I'm not talking.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I feel the same way.
Even myself, I'm going and buying a generator to have as backup because what else do I have where I live? And it's not because we have Walmart, because we don't have one there. We have rolling blackouts. We have lost electricity for up to 3 or 4 days.
Jesus.
And so yes, I'll be the first to admit I'm becoming more of a 21st century type person where this is like I'm on it all the time.
Hey, Danny.
I wish I wasn't, but I am. So I've found myself, when there's no internet or whatever, or no electricity, I'm like, especially at night, I can't read at night if there's no lights.
That's a lot of snow, Mark.
So I'm like, shit, what the hell am I going to do? I'm just sitting here bored. What am I doing?
Oh, no. Oh, I'm afraid to tell them what it's like here. Sorry about that, bro.
No,
it's like 70 degrees here.
Yeah. Hey, Mark. Yeah, we've got a lot of snow here too, off and on though. But it snows and then it's been melting because it's been raining right after it snows. So
JK said, "I read." Hell yeah,
I do too. I do too, but
I wish I did more.
A lot of people won't. A lot of people don't, and not to mention, like I just said, what happens when it's nighttime and you're like me and you're a night owl that's up till at least midnight every night. I'm not going to rub two sticks together and get a fire to read by candlelight.
So here's my thing. Admittedly, I don't read as much anymore, and you guys know. I mean, I have a big book collection as well.
Yes, you do.
Like a home library. I love to read. I really do. But what ends up happening is, especially when I'm in between books, I'll be like, all right, do I want to start another book, or do I want to watch a movie that I own that I haven't watched yet, or whatever? And then I find myself like, okay, well, I may as well watch a movie tonight, and then I'll start a book tomorrow. And then the next night, it's like, I'll watch another. Before you know it, weeks and months go by, and I just find you get wrapped up in just watching stuff as opposed to reading. And it's, I hate to sound like that because I do love to read, and I think reading is important, but it's just the way of the world, at least for me. I mean,
it's just kind of the way you've changed in your life that you don't realize until you think about it.
Exactly.
Before you know it, you got 13 movies left to watch in Franchise Frenzy, and that's all we've been doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and you were just talking about Disney,
Yeah.
It's sad, and I don't understand why Disney and companies like Disney are doing this, what they're thinking, because, okay, yes, you can make money by getting people to buy subscriptions to your streaming service, okay? But if you've been paying attention to these kind of figures like I've been lately, Disney is down 20 million streaming subscriptions from last year.
And they're raising prices.
They've reduced people, and then people are getting tired. I'm sorry, and I don't care what anybody says. No, I'm not going to get political or social or any of that. But people have gotten tired of Disney's latest films being all woke, agenda-driven.
Yeah, it's whether someone agrees or not. That's why there's that saying, the go woke or broke saying. Because
but they have literally been having calls for people to drop Disney because of it. There's people boycotting because of it. So when you have something that you own, and in my opinion, and it's not just that it's stupid because they're not going to make money, I feel they have an obligation to the fans. When you own something that is the equivalent of a Star Wars as far as its social and cultural significance, and a lot of Star Wars fans, let's be honest here, a lot of Star Wars fans are collectors because they started with the merchandise, with the figures, with all that stuff, correct? They had all the best box sets. Star Wars had the best VHS box sets. Then they had the best DVDs. Then they had the best Blu-rays. So on and so forth, correct? So they are doing them a disservice to their fans by not releasing all those Disney shows, the Star Wars shows that people are loving on Blue, and they're doing a disservice to their own shareholders because they could be making money on that, huge money. Because yes, I'll stream it all day long and never even break the seal on my package, but I still want it in my collection.
Yeah. And the one thing that I noticed, and I know Joe's noticed as well, and I'm sure you have as well, is that Star Wars, Marvel, movies like that never seem to go down in price, and if they do, it's not by much. So
Disney
they're getting their
would do
price for them.
the Disney cartoons.
Yeah, they're getting the price for them.
If they do, they might drop to $14, maybe.
Right.
Once it's been out,
Right. And that's still
then
high.
then they'll come out with a new version of it, 4K or whatever, and it's
Mhm.
back to $25 or more.
Yep.
That's awesome,
You
Mark.
know?
We were just talking about those steel books. Mark picked
So-
up a bunch of those steel books from Walmart.
I just don't understand what they're
Yeah,
thinking.
that's
Disney, above all, especially since I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but since Walt died, Disney's main thing has been to make money. It hasn't been to please their fans. It's been to make money. So
Yeah.
why are they not wanting to make the money? I just don't get that. And maybe I don't understand it. I don't know if they and now that everybody has their own service and Disney doesn't have a corner on that, you know, am I
Well, it's like-
frozen? Okay.
It's like it's not Disney, but like Oppenheimer. Obviously, it won Best Picture. But when the movie came out on Blu-ray 4K, Christopher Nolan came out and told everybody to buy the 4K, and
Yeah.
the 4Ks literally sold out. Not just in stores, like they literally
Yep.
sold out of all the copies they made at the warehouse, and had to go make a second print run of them because people went out and literally bought the 4K, which I think is awesome because it's like the first 4K to do that to literally sell out that wasn't going out of print. Like
Yep.
got released, people bought it. So cool.
And we
And
need
I
to,
don't even have a 4K player yet, but I need to get one.
I don't either.
And
I'm kind of waiting a while for that.
and me too, till they go down a little bit in price.
Me
But
too.
I really do like Blu-ray. I like Blu-ray. I think Blu-ray is a fine format. But I found myself now buying more 4Ks because they're coming out brand new. It's some of them at the same price as the Blu-rays,
Yeah.
and they have a Blu-ray with them.
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah, Mark.
And then I don't know if this is another topic you want to talk about later. I'll just throw out the word and tell me yes or no if you want to talk about it. Boutique label.
Okay.
Now or later?
Probably later
Okay.
because things haven't changed with boutique labels. They
Yeah,
are
but that-
actually. What's that?
I that's something I wanted to address and with you guys, but I didn't get a chance to ask you earlier.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, things
I don't know,
change,
I
but I
just-
mean,
we had to go out of country just to get a copy of Hellraiser, the new Hellraiser movie. We got it or ordered from like I don't remember where we got it, Thailand or China or something on Blu-ray.
Really?
And it's a really nice looking Blu-ray, but it's still a bootleg.
didn't Hamilton Book have it?
Huh?
Didn't Hamilton
The
Book have
new
it?
No, the new
Hellraiser?
Hellraiser, Hulu Hellraiser.
Oh,
Hulu.
right.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about
That's
the one.
unfortunate.
So, and then some of those may never. And what about the movies that, like you, Jay or Joe, movies that have not even gotten a DVD release, let alone a Blu-ray or 4K?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's movie. I pulled out the VHS again. I not really pulled it out. I had to switch out my TV in the man cave. I had to finally get a new one because the other one was kind of crapped out on me. And I haven't attached my VCR to it yet, you know, but you can. But I can do it with the audio visual cables instead of the coaxial cable.
Right.
But like, what movie was it that I pulled out the other day that I want to watch, and I still haven't got around to watching yet? American Werewolf in I did watch it, but I actually watched it here. I found it here. American Werewolf in Paris. After
Nice.
you guys reviewed it, I wanted to watch it, and I forgot. You know, I pulled it out of my VHS collections. That's the only way I have it. But then I wait, and then I got up here and I found it on some service. I don't know what, but I found it on something. And I watched.
88 Films just put that out on Blu-ray.
It's
Believe
what?
it or not, 88 Films just put that out on Blu-ray. Believe it or not.
Nice. You know what though? That movie is fun-ish.
I like it a lot.
It's funny. It's fun-ish. But man, how do I want to put the technical aspects of that movie?
Swanky.
Make it look like one of those early 90s drama TV shows, like or action ones, like, you know, the special effects from like Hercules or Xena. You remember that? like how they look. That's,
The only thing I've
like,
had a problem with was the CGI werewolf. That was the only thing I had a
Yeah.
problem with.
it just
It's a fun
looks
movie,
so.
though.
It is a fun
Oh,
movie.
it's
I
a great
don't.
movie.
It
I love
starts out like it's going to be like a sex comedy meets werewolf film, like the way the friends are and stuff going there. I think it's
Exactly.
pretty fun.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that brings me to another point too. Like you mentioned VHS and movies lost on VHS that haven't been to DVD
Mhm.
and Blu-ray and stuff. People who are in support of like, oh, streaming's better, streaming's the future, and all this. If there are movies that didn't even make it from format to format, what's to make them think there are movies that are all movies are gonna make it to streaming? Like,
Yeah.
if we do away with physical media, not every movie is going to be able to be streamed. I mean, if
Yeah.
we still have some horror movies and even other movies that, I mean, look at something like Little Darlings. Okay,
Or Mirage.
that movie just finally got released by Vinegar Syndrome on
Yep.
Blu-ray, on 4K and Blu-ray. There was no
Mhm.
DVD release. I have a homemade DVD copy, but there was never an official DVD release here.
That's a
So
good movie.
where
And now,
what do they think is going to happen if there was no physical media? Like all these streaming companies aren't going to find all of these ultra rare horror movies from the 80s and 90s or whatever else. It's just not going to happen. You need
What?
companies like Vinegar Syndrome and Visual Vengeance and stuff like that releasing these movies.
Right. and now, Joe, and it's not just because of the rise of streaming, because this started back 10 years or so ago when streaming we only really had Netflix, you know what I mean? Was the only and they were still
Yeah.
doing half their stuff by mailing order DVDs,
Yep.
remember?
Hey, Jack.
So, but it's not just
Hey,
lost on. Hey, thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. It's not just lost on VHS anymore. Now we're getting lost on DVD. You know
Yep.
the prime example of that? Bloodstorm. Where is our Blu-ray of Bloodstorm? Every
no
other
kidding.
subspecies
Coming.
film
It's coming.
has a Blu-ray. Okay, it might be coming, but
It is
years
coming.
now it hasn't been.
Yeah.
And what if they didn't? And then
Have you seen the have you seen the
breaks and
have you seen the box set, Brad? The subspecies box set Full Moon's releasing?
I think I saw. Didn't I send it to you, Jay? Actually, like a long time
Probably.
ago. Or
No,
was that-
you sent me the Bloodstone. The
Oh
Bloodstone.
yeah, that's
replica.
what that. Yeah, the replica thing. That's what that was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can buy a
using a-
box set in a coffin.
It's in a coffin and has all
Yeah.
6 movies. It looks fucking awesome.
It
How
does.
expensive is it going to be though? Because
It's
I
expensive.
mean, and
expensive.
as much as I love that at this stage where I am personally in my life and
Yeah.
whatever, since I have them all individually already, I'll probably just pick up Bloodstorm if it ever comes out on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Same.
You know,
That set is nice though.
I know. I want it.
If
I want
it's
it.
one of those things where if they ever do use it for like the subscription,
Yep.
I'll definitely get it.
oh, dude, so there because mine's coming to an end soon, anyways. So I don't even know if
So
they're
is
doing
mine.
that right now. Anything?
Yeah. $150, Mark said. $149.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
But yet here I am still wanting to buy the complete Skywalker saga from Walmart.com for $150.
The you don't wait a minute. The black one. The black set.
The one that's like square and then it unfolds and it looks like the Death Star and
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because I saw the one that you had before, where all the things were in sleeves. So that's not the same thing, though, right? That's different.
I don't think so because this one once you open the box it pulls out 3 books and it's the prequel trilogy,
Oh, okay.
trilogy,
Different
then
then.
the original. Yeah, But-
JK, I'm pretty sure, and Jason might be able to confirm this. The Iron Rose, I think it's out of print, isn't it?
It is.
That's probably why you're having trouble finding
you're
it.
gonna have to find it on eBay, dude. You're gonna have to find it on eBay or on if you get lucky at a thrift store.
Iron Rose, yeah, that it went out of print, and last time I had checked, it was pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but it's definitely worth seeking out. I mean, if you
Yeah.
can find it cheap enough, I recommend it. I'm glad I turned you on to it. I'm glad I sold it for you because I love that movie.
Me
That was
too.
actually one of
Ugh.
my favorite movies that I watched with you, Jason, because
Yeah.
it's not one of those movies that you can really introduce to like everyone because who knows how people are going to take it. And the way you loved it, like the way that I did, like the things you were saying about it. I mean, it's just one of those movies. And not
atmosphere
even
is
to exaggerate, because it's
incredible.
been a while since we've watched it, and I still feel like it's probably one of my favorite films of all time.
It's definitely
so
my
good.
favorite that what's the name put out the what do you call it
Sean
Redemption.
Rowland. Yeah.
Yeah, him too. I mean, I like
Yeah.
some of his movies, but
No problem, JK.
Yeah. And Jack, that's a good pick for me. And this is gonna sound pretty maybe dumb because it's not a like well beloved title or anything, but for me, it's Rumpelstiltskin.
oh, I would love that and Milo. I want Milo bad.
Yeah,
Milo's
Milo.
awesome.
Yeah, I got that one on VHS. Rumpelstiltskin did have the DVD, just hasn't been on Blu-ray.
Yeah, but the DVD is you can't even find
Yeah,
it.
it's out of
Very
print.
pricey.
No, I know it's out of print.
And
I have.
if you do find a copy of it on eBay or something, you're looking at $50 at least.
Yeah, it's expensive now.
You know.
No,
Yeah,
no
I'll
problem,
spend money if
JK.
I have it.
That
I
is
have
the
it.
topic. I mean, especially
Yeah, this is definitely the topic. As a matter of
especially
fact, I'm
Iron
looking
Rose.
for
I
your
will
name.
talk the Iron Rose all night. I love that movie.
No,
Me
you're
too.
you're 100% on topic there, bud.
JK, Amazon has it for $13.99 for DVD, which is really cheap, and it's the Redemption label. It's the same one that I have.
Yeah, I think it's the Blu-ray that's out of print.
No, they're both out of print. They
Oh,
just
are
get
they?
them in every once in a while.
Oh, okay.
I had a hard time finding the DVD as well.
All right. Yeah, because I knew the Blu-ray was expensive for a while. I remember like one time I checked, the Blu-ray was going for like $65 or something.
Let me look for the Blu-ray, see if they have it. They probably a lot of the Redemption Blu-rays have been rather pricey lately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Man, I love that movie. Now I'm thinking about it.
I want to take a slightly off topic just for a half second because I want to ask.
Ooh, $100, $99.30.
Yeah, see, I knew it was like 65 last time I checked, so that makes sense.
If you buy it used, you can get one for $40 with $3.99 shipping, but that's still expensive.
It's still, yeah, for used.
Yeah. Whew. I didn't know it was that high.
Yeah. Man, it's so good though.
Okay. Well, there's another one on here called the Black House. Let me see if they're region B locked.
Brad, what were you gonna ask?
Okay, well, I watched both of your guys. I was labeling Pokemon cards earlier today, and I was watching. Well, not watch, but kind of more listening on my computer. Your guys' reviews of Roadhouse 2.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I was going to give you shit about that.
You were what?
He's going to give you shit about
that.
How come?
It's region B locked, Jake. Sorry about that. That's the from Bleak House, the Iron Rose. Nice cover though.
Why were you going to give me shit about it?
Because have you seen?
Yeah, I watched it when it first came out. I bought it.
You have Roadhouse too?
I don't have it anymore. I gave it to a thrift store.
Oh, okay.
But I bought it the day I bought it. I watched it, I hated it, and immediately got rid of it.
How could you hate it? It's so much like the original.
I know.
I just didn't.
It's like
I think at the time, especially, I hated more the idea of it than anything.
See, I understand that.
It came out. It came out at the same time as Footloose 2. And I think I was dead set when I sat down around that same time. It came out at the same time as Footloose 2. And there was a couple others. 8mm 2. Was it
8mm 2 came out? I don't think there was a Footloose 2.
No.
There was a remake of Footloose.
Oh no, there's a Footloose 2. Oh no, wait. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, wait. You're right. Sorry.
Dirty Dancing 2, maybe?
Yes, Dirty Dancing 2, and then there was the remake of Footloose. But they all, I just looked at it so much because those are movies that I don't think should be remade. But also, I didn't think that Roadhouse should have a sequel because it stood so well on its own.
Well, it's getting the remake soon. Next week, the remake comes out.
I know. I heard.
Yeah.
So, the
Twisted Nightmare, Jack.
When it came out, I think I was just kind of dead set against it, no matter what. But Joe, what I wanted to say on your thing is you said that you think a lot of the people that reviewed it, maybe, I don't know if you were talking about the actual real critics or just the YouTube people. It was obvious that they hadn't watched it because they mentioned that it doesn't have anything to do with the first one, right?
Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
Okay. I think, and I'm not defending it because I do agree. I think a lot of people reviewed that or gave an opinion on it without seeing the movie. That's for sure.
Right.
I honestly believe that for sure. I know that, you know that, we all know that. I do think that what a lot of them meant, maybe, and I'm not defending, I'm just saying what I think some of them may have meant when they said that, was in the original movie, it talks about Dalton learning to fight from, what's his name? Samuel Elliott's character.
Yeah.
Doesn't mention his family teaching him to fight or his brothers or anything like that. And a lot of people over the years have formulated this fan theory that Dalton was an orphan and didn't have a family.
Wade Garrett.
Yes,
I was going to say Wade, yeah.
So that's this fan theory that's been formulated for years now that I've heard about, that he was an orphan. He had no family. Well, that's why I think it made a lot of people angry. And they said, oh, it has nothing to do with the original because they're just taking stuff and making it up now. Which
I get that, but at the same time, what's more important, a fan like a fan fiction theory, or
I
you
agree.
know what I mean? Yeah,
I agree 100% with you, but that's how fans are. You know that.
Yeah,
it's the same with Halloween Ends. They didn't get exactly what they thought it was going to be, so they got pissed.
it's like how I mentioned that in my my ninth configuration seldom scene. Like
I have not. I don't remember. I swear I saw that movie as a kid, but I don't remember anything about it.
Like there are people, and you know, there are people like, I don't consider it to be part of the Exorcist franchise, but the fucking writer of the book and of the original literally says it is a sequel. So who gets to decide? Like the person watching the movie or the person making the movie? You know what I mean?
Plus, Reagan refers to a major part in the book.
Exactly. It's literally connected.
I guess the only thing I could say on that, it's kind of going back to our argument or our conversation about Child's Play, right? Was it made by the people that I'm not going into it all
oh boy.
You're saying, you asked the question, who decides, right? So some people say, oh, it's not part of it because it wasn't made as part of the official quote unquote franchise. It's a movie that somebody else made, or it's an offshoot, or kind of like how Never Say Never Again is not an official James Bond film. Yes, but it is a James Bond film. You know, it's one of those kind of deals. Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember anything about the movie, so I can't tell you. I was going to ask, is it part of like, did the company
the ninth configuration? So the ninth configuration is like, so you know how Halloween has the separate timelines. So the ninth configuration is basically The Exorcist, the ninth configuration, and Exorcist 3 Legion. That's like its own trilogy. And those are actually the 3 original books written by William Peter Blatty, which were also written as a trilogy. So
I'm sorry.
So obviously the movies, like, it's, again, to him, that was his, he wrote and directed that one as a direct sequel to The Exorcist.
Okay, so let me ask this too. Jay and
They all have certain parts.
Right. I know the answers.
The Exorcist is Discovering of Evil. The Night Configuration is Battle of Good and Evil, and the Exorcist 3 is The Punishment for Evil.
I know the answer to this question because I watched both of your reviews. Was the movie good?
It's amazing, actually.
I loved it.
Okay. Now here's another question. Regardless, let's not go positive spin. Let's just get is The Exorcist 2 any good?
I like The Exorcist 2 for what they did.
Here's the difference. The Exorcist 2, The Heretic, I find entertaining. And there are lots of things I like about it. I can understand why some people don't like it. But
well, The Exorcist 2 is generally considered to be one of the worst horror films ever made.
I think it's one of the overhated movies, but I can understand why some people do. When it comes to the ninth configuration, it's a genuinely fantastically made film.
Well, there's my question. So if we have a movie that's the part 2, the quote unquote official part 2, that is an absolute piece of crap, whether it is or not, but people think it is. And we have this other movie that's really freaking good that the main guy, the creator, writer, whatever, says is a direct. Can't you just say that's your part 2 if you don't like the other one? Don't you always say that you can watch and still love the other one?
Well, you can, but The Exorcist 2 had already come out.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that in real life. In Franchise Frenzy, you can't.
Why can't people just, say, okay, I don't like Exorcist 2, so this is my Exorcist part 2?
I think it had been beaten in people's brains that The Heretic was the second part. So by the time the ninth configuration came out, it was kind of a moot point
Yeah, exactly, Eric, and I agree, Mark. Exorcist 2 is not as bad as people say that it is.
Exactly.
Okay, and this is because I'm a big King book fan, not the movies. Well, the movies too now, but the books, the Dark Half, or Needful Things is not a sequel to Dark Half in any way, shape, or form. It's not in the as far as the books go, but it is part of
Same
King's
universe.
shared universe that he if you read half of his books, he brings
It's
characters over and
part of
switches
the it's
around and
all right.
you know.
Here's the thing: if I'm not that anybody's doing it. If somebody asked me before Franchise Frenzy started and said, "Hey, can I do like a Castle Rock franchise for Franchise Frenzy?" I would have been okay with it as long as they did it in the proper order, because there's all part of the same universe, the same way like the Conjuring movies. There's like Conjuring 1, 2, 3, and soon 4, and there's Annabelle. Annabelle comes home, and but at the same time, they're also part of the same universe, and that's why Jason and I are doing those all together. So I would have been okay with it, but I can also understand if someone doesn't consider them to be the same, because they do have connections. I mean, they have shared characters and things, and I mean, especially in the books. When you read the books, there's a lot of shared things. It's like, oh wow, there's like a lot of throwbacks to the past novels, which I love that he does.
Eric,
yeah, that's just my take on it.
I'm not saying it's not the same character. It's 100% the same.
Oh yeah,
character. It is for sure the same. I know it's the same character, but it's not. It wasn't written to be a sequel to the Dark Half. It was just written, and he always incorporates. If you read it, you'll find characters and locations from the other books inside of it, and vice versa. You'll find Pennywise popping up in other books.
Here's how I think about it with stuff like that. Like subspecies, you have 1, 2, and 3, and then you had Vampire Journals. Now, when Vampire Journals came out, I'm sure people weren't thinking, "Oh, this is a subspecies movie." But then Bloodstorm came out, and it was like, "Wait a minute, they're connecting subspecies and Vampire Journals." And then people were questioning, "Is Vampire Journals part of the franchise?" And then Blood Rise came out and confirms that it is in fact part of the franchise. So what I think is, with the Stephen King movies, right now you have a potential franchise, because if he ever wanted to come out with something that somehow does connect all of those movies because of the shared characters, all of a sudden those become part of the same franchise.
Well, they have a potential shared universe too. I mean, going on
for sure. Like, that's what I mean. Exactly.
No, and Eric, as far as your first comment up there about Exorcist 2 crappier not as part of the franchise, I get that. I'm not arguing it's not. I'm talking about the way people say things are not part of something or whatever, if it's the fans.
In that case, they definitely, they can, like, so some people prefer like the Halloween franchise of Halloween 2, Halloween 4, 5, and 6. Some people prefer 2018. And so in that case, yes. I mean, in the case of the franchise overall, like if they're doing Franchise Frenzy, then they have to include obviously the Heretic, no matter how they see the franchise.
It makes sense to me. But what I was asking you is, I wasn't sure if it was an actual part of the franchise or if it was just another adaptation. You know what I mean?
Oh no, it's definitely, like, according to William Peter Blatty, it is the direct sequel to The Exorcist, and then The Exorcist 3 follows that one.
To The Exorcist film.
And the book. The book. Okay. He wrote the three books. He wrote The Exorcist, and then Twinkle Twinkle Killer Kane, which is the 9th configuration, and then Legion, which is The Exorcist 3. So that's why those three movies are like those. Exactly. Mark, I have seen the Tremors TV series. I enjoyed it as well. I wish that it didn't get canceled. And yeah, I agree too with that, Mark. I don't think some people understood The Exorcist 2 as well, and the director actually said that. He said, I love that quote, and I said it in the positive spin, and people take it the wrong way. But he said The Exorcist 2 was too good for people. And he didn't mean that it was like good as in quality movie. He meant he focused too much on the good, and that's why a lot of people didn't like it, which I understand. But if you think The Exorcist 2 focuses on good, just wait till you see the 9th configuration.
Yeah.
And when I said it's a crappy movie, I wasn't meaning my particular opinion on it, because I still haven't seen it.
No, it's what people think. The
general consensus of what people talk about that movie.
And that's why it was, I think, the second positive spin we ever did, because it was You know, one of the
Considered
most
the most-
popular hated movies.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised you haven't seen the Tremors show there, Jay.
I've had it for years. I have it. I had the series. I
Yeah.
just never watched it.
It's fun.
And this killing off of physical media, getting back to the topic, you know, that's the big reason I haven't been able to watch the Scream franchise.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't get part 3, you know, or
Eric, this is Eric. Yeah, Exorcist 2. You're talking about. Yeah, it's definitely messy in parts, but I do dig it. I like it as well. It's
I've never even seen it. I have it on VHS.
I like Linda Blair in the second one. I think it's cool. Her part in it.
I bet you do. Especially see-through clothes.
No, but there are some genuinely good creepy moments in it, like when they like the little flashback scenes and stuff. The tribe, those moments in Exorcist 2 are pretty well done. They're pretty effective.
Yeah, definitely better than the beginning.
Oh
I
yeah,
really wish they would give us these ones that they're coming out with now. These streaming services, again, it goes back, and this is just my opinion. I feel they have an obligation to the fans. Netflix, whether they like it or not, has an obligation to release the Texas Chainsaw Massacre to the fans as a release. Especially, what if the Scream Factory comes and says, "Hey, we want to get this Scream Factory TCM franchise set out.
Yeah.
We need yours to go with it." I bet you they'll do it then if you give them the right amount of money.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, there's going to be 2 more.
They got 2 more planned, so maybe we'll get a trilogy.
Well, weren't we supposed to get one already by now? Didn't they say?
Yeah, but the next one is already. It's like it's announced. They have like a poster, you know, like a mock-up poster for it already too. So.
Well, now I'm curious about this. You know how I feel about the Omen movies. And I'm curious to see what they're going to do with this. How do you make a prequel?
I agree, Eric.
I don't understand. But then I watched the trailer and I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing. But and I'll guarantee you this too. I guarantee you the last scene of the new Omen film is going to be the first scenes of the original. That's going to be the exact thing they're going to do.
Could be.
Yeah, they're trying to say Damien ain't shit.
Yeah, well, Eric, I made a copy of TCM because I was like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't have one yet, Eric, but I got to get a bootleg of it as well, and I want to have it soon. I want to find, but I've seen some real good ones, and I want to find one of the good companies that I just want a real nice version. So I want to see who I can find one from.
I'm intrigued too. I want to see what they're going to do with it. I don't know really.
I wish the new one would follow Omen 4.
Yeah, you and me both. Delia.
I'm hoping it gets its. And I was thinking about what we talked about the other day, Joe. You know, about should I include it in the franchise frenzy? And I was thinking, you're right about the fact that maybe one view, if I only get to see it in theaters, isn't enough. So if it's not out physically or whatever, by the time the thing comes out, I probably won't add it. Unless I can get it, say, on Amazon Prime. I will straight up buy it on Amazon Prime and watch it a few times.
Well, I don't mind about that. My point was, like, if someone has no access to it except for like a theater, and then sometimes it really is tough because there's people talking or whatever, people walking around, or you miss part of the movie. Like, I mean, and that's just me personally. Like, trust me, as much as I pay attention when I'm in the theater, sometimes it's really hard to judge off of one cinema watch of a movie. If I can watch it at home and rewind if I need to or whatever, then I like that. I just, like I said, I want to make sure when people do these, they're not just, oh, I watched it once in the theater and I missed half of it, but I'm going to include it anyway, you know?
Yeah, Eric, I've got some really nice ones of those too on my watch list on eBay right now that I'm just waiting to pull the trigger on until I got just the extra money that I don't, you know, that I can just throw at it. So
that's what I need.
What?
Extra money.
Oh, yeah, me too. That's why I haven't done it yet.
I mean, fortunately, I have the capability of making these, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Hellraiser and stuff, because, I mean, I think they look pretty damn good. I mean, Jason, you can vouch for that.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you can buy 3D burners anymore, but if I could find one, I'd buy one.
I'm sure they have them out there.
You know,
you can still get them, yeah.
Well, I mean, like they used to sell them at Walmart. They don't sell them at Walmart anymore.
Oh no, yeah,
But
but
like,
Amazon and stuff,
I
you can
mean,
get 'em.
I don't know if they make them anymore. Like, you'd have to like order it or find, you know what I mean? But I'm hoping
You
that
can
there's
always
like
go to
vinyl or
Best Buy.
something. Yeah.
Go to Best Buy. They got everything.
I think it's so weird that they've made so much money over the years doing their exclusives. I mean, I wonder if they're still going to do some of the
Huh.
exclusives and just let people order them or what? Like, are they just totally out? Have they said
What? Best Buy?
Ooh.
making exclusive releases like they've done? Like of Star Wars, they made an exclusive of every Star Wars film. They've made so much money off of that. What do you?
Yeah.
I mean, oh, and Jack asked a while ago what our favorite things were on that we would like on DVD. He was
Yeah.
waiting on y'all to answer.
Yeah,
I did.
I answered in the
answered.
chat. I said
Yeah,
looking for
okay.
Mr. Goodbar.
Oh,
Okay.
That's it now. That is going to be my go-to answer for that question.
What do you think the fourth film? You mean for the franchise Frenzy?
Yeah, so
yeah,
Dan,
it
all
should
right.
be The Living Dead.
Dan, we Jason and I talked about this, and this is why we didn't choose this franchise, because with us doing franchise Frenzy, and I'm not expecting everybody else to be as particular as us, of course, but we were very particular and very, we're perfectionists. And if you're going to do Night of the Living Dead in that series, then you have to deal with all the remakes, all the knockoffs, like Day of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Contagion, all these different ones. But
Bloodline.
if you really, really want to get technical and do the fourth film in the Dead series would actually be Return of the Living Dead, because Return of the Living Dead was made as a separate sequel to Night of the Living Dead. So then you have that.
So that would make all
separate,
the sequels to that movie.
then you have that separate franchise to include. And that's exactly why Jason and I didn't include either of those, because we were like, but wait a minute, they're all part of the same franchise.
We almost did Return of the Living
We
Dead.
almost did, and that was why I was like, we can't, because that's why it's called Return, because it was made as a sequel to that.
But if you don't want to go with Return of the Living Dead, then Night of the Living Dead, the Savini remake, would be the fourth entry.
That would be the fourth, exactly.
I guess if you just stick to the ones that like Romero did or were exact like official remakes or whatever, like those films.
I guess that's it's such a tricky franchise. That's why we stay away from it.
Yeah.
Danny, what did I think? I actually haven't watched it yet.
We can always go back to what Romero himself said about what he thinks of all those offshoot films that took because it went public, domain or whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't like it too much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dan, that's like I said, that's a tough franchise. I think to keep it, if you either go all out and do like everything with all the one-offs and Return, or if you want to keep it as simple as possible, then just do the original films, like the original trilogy. Then you would do the Night of the Living Dead remake, the Dawn of the Dead remake, Day of the Dead remake, and then
you got Land of the Dead.
Then you got Land, you got Survival, and you got Diary.
Diary.
And Day of the Dead Bloodlines, right? Isn't that an official?
No, not really.
That's why it's confusing, because then you have Day of the Dead 2, Contagion.
Well,
it's like,
they actually took the name. I mean,
they all took the name.
Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. By the way, you do know that a dork is a whale penis, right?
I think you said doink. Did you say doink or dork?
Dorks.
I have a question for you all. If you had to pick 5 of your favorite films from your favorite genres, what would they be?
Okay, I can answer that real easy, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Star Wars. It's technically Return of the Jedi, Halloween, Rio Bravo, Shawshank Redemption, and let's see, 5 another genre. Let's see, my favorite genre, Batman '89.
Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking of all the different genres to pick from. I was like, which one should I use?
Well, for I guess action or action drama, I would go The Osterman Weekend, and then Horror, I would go Friday the 13th Part 2. Man, Step Brothers has got to be for comedy. That movie's just too fucking funny.
Oh damn.
Western would be Four from the Apocalypse.
Okay.
Apocalypse.
Django, that's a tough one too. Shit.
Man, that sounds like a good top 10 list. Maybe even a tag to do.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Mark. This is tough. I'm just going to name 5 of my favorite movies, each from different genres. How about that?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did.
So,
Blade Runner. That's one.
Phantasm, obviously for horror. Kenny and Company for however you want a coming of age movie, I guess.
Yep.
It's my favorite movie of all time. The Godfather.
Oh, that's another one.
Mafia films. That's a great subject.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, that's another good one.
And I got one more here. Let's see.
That movie could also fit
Step
in
Brothers.
multiple genres.
This is tough.
Kenny and
Step
Company and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood could fit into multiple categories.
Exactly.
One more.
Man.
Comic book film. Do comic book.
Comic book
My
film?
favorite comic book film is probably Dick Tracy.
Watchmen.
Hey, that's a great one. Oh, the
Buttercream Gang. There you go, Eric.
Well, that would be what's that one? The same as like, who knows?
Kenny and Company.
Oh, I mean, and then you got like I should have did comedy because then I could have chose Clerks.
Yeah,
that's one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. I didn't think about it until just now. That's something you got to sit down and think about and write them out because you'll forget something.
I had the old bull. Now I want the young. Or no, I've had the old bull. Now I want some of the young cow or something like that. Oh, shut the fuck up!
And then just to mention it again, Looking for Mr. Goodbar is probably in my top 10 now. So that's another movie I need to mention.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, Blade Runner, Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker, my favorite Star Wars movie. There's a good one.
Is it really not your favorite? I remember you saying something that it was.
It is.
Do you think it'll stay there, or will it go back and forth?
We just watched it the other night, and it's there. It's there.
Yeah. It's up there for me, but I don't think anything will ever take over Return of the Jedi. But there's lots of reasons for that.
It's one of those things where it's very hard for a movie to take over a movie that I have a lot of nostalgia for. Yeah. So the fact that I love it as much as I do, without the nostalgia of like Return of the Jedi or even Empire or whatever, it confirms how much I love The Rise of Skywalker.
Well, The Rise of Skywalker is, like we've said before, it is a quintessential Star Wars film. It's
like the ultimate Star Wars movie.
Star Wars, yeah, it's everything Star Wars is.
Yep.
But
Halloween ends.
For me, I think well, if I was going to go with a Halloween film of the newer ones that is like Halloween encapsulated, I would say probably 2018. But
Ends is my favorite Halloween movie, so it would be Ends.
Mine too.
Okay, but I thought we were talking about like
I'm just saying in general, like if someone asked my favorite Halloween movie now, I'd have to say Ends. I do. I love it.
Mine's still the original, but I think with Star Wars though, I think it's Return of the Jedi for me. A lot of it because it's how like I grew up.
Hell yeah.
The whole father thing between Luke and Vader really resonates with me.
Damn, Eric says The Last Jedi, and
Eric.
Mark, good picks.
Yeah, Play Misty for me is awesome.
I was gonna say I love Play Misty for me and in the Burbs.
Yeah,
they go to goddamn
Brownie. Loose might be one of my favorite comedies.
There you go.
Yeah, it's just so hard. It's so hard. I love so many movies.
You know what I just brought into the shop, Jay? What? The CGC 9.8 Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade #1.
Nice. I'm surprised you didn't keep it.
I bought it just to sell. I bought it for the shop. So,
I had some of the toys way back in the day. Mm-hmm. I had some of the action figures.
Nice.
Never could get indie though. You figure that would probably be the easiest one to get.
I'm a CGC member now, so I do the submissions and stuff.
Yeah, you got to send them out to get graded.
Yeah, and but I get a discount on a lot of it, and I did that because I have some that were cracked that I wanted to get reslabbed, and it's a lot cheaper if you remember.
How long does it usually take for them to get it back to you?
If it's for reslabbing, 25 days is the turnaround.
Yeah.
For a signet, like one of the cool things about being a member is you have access to their private shows that they do that are private signings. So if I want a signature series, I can send it in and pay the price for it. Yeah. And you usually get extras with it, and it's a 5 or 6 week turnaround.
Yeah,
you're welcome, Art. It's tough. I'm like beat down now. Now I want to go back and go through everything and just yeah.
And I want to do it as a top 10 now. Thanks, bud.
All right, here's another one for you. Another category. My favorite foreign film. We already mentioned it. The Iron Rose. There you go. I can put it in that category.
Yeah, that's a good one.
For me, it's Battle Royale.
Nice.
Sure, I wouldn't even know where to go with that. Probably a Giallo, maybe Blade in the Dark.
I'm talking like foreign as like.
Hey, motherfucker, that's foreign. That's Italian.
I'm saying the original language, like, you know what I mean? I mean, some of Giallos would work, but some of them were filmed with an English dub.
So you're not talking about films. You're not talking about films from England, then, huh?
I'm saying like foreign. Yeah, I'm saying like foreign language. Like you got to read subtitles.
Look at this motherfucker throwing addendums in there, and that's Joe for you.
Killer of Dolls.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a real good one. I like that one.
We're gonna do that for controversial view at some point.
Hell yeah!
Can they be animated? Japanese anime count?
Yeah,
like, Perfect Blue would be one of mine. My anime.
Wicked City is mine. Wicked City is my favorite Japanese anime of all time.
I'm trying to think of what my favorite Bava movie is. I don't know if it would be $5 for an August Moon, even though it has Edward Finette in it. Shit. Yeah, that's my girl.
And Dan, I hope you watched it. I hope you got the good version, not the crappy Americanized versions.
I feel like a stalker because I have her on my Instagram thing. Probably pictures of her on there.
Dude, I follow like 3 different Jenna Ortega accounts that probably aren't even hers. So.
Cowboy Bebop's awesome.
Have you seen Jenna Ortega on Hot Ones?
What the fuck is Hot Ones?
Hot Ones is when they eat the hot wings.
She's on there. I
got no.
Let's look it up on YouTube.
So, Brad, this is why I'm saying you have to watch it. Pay very close attention because there's a very good nip slip with Jenna Ortega on her Hot Ones.
No, really?
Yep.
Nip slip is cool, but I love those because they're so funny. Watching the guys, and you can tell the guys that can't do it and they drink the milk constantly.
Oh no, she does a great. Obviously, she does a great job. I mean, you got to realize probably her culture. She eats it's kind of her spicy stuff. She does
it's
great.
Okay, it's okay, JK.
That's John, by the way. So.
Yeah, me too, Dan.
And John, I gave you a shout out of my stream last night.
Dan said he always goes for foreign virgins. Wow.
I would rather Giallos be in their native language rather than subtitles, rather than English dub.
I'll tell you what, my favorite foreign film of the last few years, is Godzilla -1.
I like Godzilla -2 better.
I like Godzilla +1. He has his friend with him.
Well, that movie's awesome, man. I'm telling you guys, I think you saw it, did you, Jay? You saw it already, but Joe hasn't.
Nah.
I thought you
waited. I was going to, and I decided that I'm going to buy it when it comes out. Yeah. So rather than waste the money and go see it, I'll just pick it up when it comes out.
I'm definitely going to go.
I'll probably get that like day one. I've heard so many good things about it. That's definitely one I'm going to pick up fast.
But it's one of those theater movies. It's like it was made to be seen on a giant screen.
Well, it's kind of funny though because that was my very first movie was a Godzilla movie in the theaters, and I'm looking forward to Godzilla and Kong, even though everybody seems to have kind of leaned on the shitting of them. Since -1 came out, it's like,
because -1 is
series.
literally like, but -1 is like literally an Oscar-worthy kind of film, and it's an amazing Godzilla film.
Yeah, but just because that came out doesn't mean that you can't love the other movies as well. And it seems like that's the way people are. So it kind of pisses me off.
I do wish they weren't going as cheesy with it, because I thought that they were going in a more serious direction at first with the Monarch stuff. But the cheesy direction reminds me of some of the old classic ones, so I'm cool with it, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
by the way, not to change the subject, in the background, Jason, I have 90210 on, and it's one of the episodes with the new puppet master from 4 and 5.
Oh, really?
Rick, the main
guy.
Yeah, he's in the wheelchair in this episode.
He was the one in the wheelchair?
Yeah, he's Brandon and Brenda's cousin that's in the wheelchair. His cousin Bobby.
That's right.
Another great one, Mark, don't sleep on, is Korean. Koreans make some bomb-ass films. Freaking Sector 7, The Host, The Sadness. Koreans are awesome, dude. Don't skip on the Koreans.
Parasite.
Yes. Parasite's amazing.
And then, like, I mean, you got like Squid Games. I'm sorry, but that's an amazing show from Netflix. But I still prefer Alice in Borderland if you haven't seen that. That's an amazing, amazing series. But
so what did you want to say about the labels earlier, the boutique labels?
Well, I wanted to see what you had to say about more, you know, any more topics. I didn't want to go if it was something to address during a topic you wanted to bring up.
No, I might as well. We can cover that now.
So,
I was just going to talk about Old Boy, Mr. Dan.
Old Boy, yeah.
Yeah, Bill just put
that was really hard to understand. I didn't think it was hard to understand. It might have been hard to watch, but I didn't really think it was hard to understand. It seemed pretty clear to me.
Old Boy is, oh man, that was another fun one.
Did you get that new one that's in the white case from whatever it is? Because supposedly that's the only true version of the film. Everything
I
else.
I have the Tartan Extreme one that comes in the tin.
Oh, I have just a regular Tartan Extreme.
I have the tin one that had like the film, you know, the film clips in it and stuff.
That's one Bill knows about that I don't. He was telling me that every other release of that is not as good as that one because they still cut that film.
It's like a Serbian film. The only fully uncut version of a Serbian film is the screener copy that I have. Even the one that they said is uncut is not actually uncut of a Serbian film, other than the screener.
The one they just put out, I think it was done by the same people that did The Sadness or whatever, the company. I don't remember. Maybe not. I don't remember.
Unearthed Films
Unearthed
Films put out a Serbian film.
I think he's talking about Old Boy.
No, yeah, I was talking about Old Boy. Yeah.
I saw there's a big box set coming out.
Bill's got the one that just came out. It's really cool, and we're going to review it because I haven't seen it.
Box set. Yeah.
You've never seen it at all, the movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, wow. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
But
it's like Old Boy.
It's a badass film though.
Nice. It is. It's awesome.
Oh.
It's awesome, and it's oof. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I like the first direct. Okay, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of those kind of movies, but it was all right. It wasn't nothing to write home about, but it was all right.
We're gonna be watching that soon. I have already seen it.
Yeah, what I was going to say kind of ties into that too, though. I personally think that physical media is never going to completely disappear because we do have labels and we have companies, whole companies that are dedicated just to making physical releases of things.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a resurgence. It's like how Anchor Bay is coming back. Anchor Bay is going to start releasing things again, and that's a good sign for physical media because all of a sudden you have this company resurrecting itself And from what I hear, the plan is they're going to go back to what made them huge and you know, releasing like horror movies and stuff again.
See,
I guess
Eric.
I guess mainly
Later,
focus
Eric.
on Blu-ray and stuff, but you know, I mean,
Mhm.
those are the days that I always miss. I mean, we always talk about it. I miss hunting for Anchor Bay DVDs, like the horror movies on Anchor Bay. Those were the best times for physical media for me. That along with obviously the video store days, but with the
Yeah.
exception of the video store days, when in the DVD era, Anchor Bay, that was like the gold mine for me. That was the best time.
Hey, Hobbs.
Yeah.
Hey, Hobbs.
Eric,
You later.
and that's funny. But what I'm saying, I don't think that they will ever go completely out because, like I said, there are companies that are dedicated just for releasing physical media, like Scream Factory, Shout Factory.
Vinegar Syndrome, yeah.
That's their entire purpose. I mean, unless
Yeah.
they go out of business. So, but the one thing, and then two, on the opposite side of that, what is going to rise if they totally get rid of physical media out of the mainstream? If Walmart's not selling it, if what's going to start happening?
Streaming.
Pirating and bootlegging is going to go way up.
Yep. Well, you're already seeing it now. Again, like with Texas
Yeah.
Chainsaw Massacre and Hellraiser and movies like that that haven't gotten these official releases. Barbarian, you know, these are
Mhm.
movies that people want in their collections that they can't go out and buy or they can't order. It's ridiculous. I mean,
Nice.
it's crazy to me that first of all, obviously TCM and Hellraiser being parts of franchises, but then a movie like Barbarian that was such a big hit when it was released on streaming. How is there no physical release of the film?
Yeah. And then, for the boutique labels and for people like us, for the collectors, we still want to hold something in our hands. We want to hold something in our hands. The Visual Vengeance is a perfect example. Not only do we want to hold something in our hands, we want all the special features on the disc. I want to watch all the behind the scenes footage. I want to see the interviews. I want to watch everything. Did you notice that even on some streaming, they're doing special features? Like I told Jay, even on the full moon, I told him to check it out. They did a full moon streaming service only interview with Nikolai, what's his name?
Ted Nikolai?
Yeah.
Nicolau?
Nicolau, thank you. Yeah, they did, and it's only on the streaming service. That's the only way to watch it, and it was awesome. I loved it. I thought it was great.
That reminds me, I want to give Full Moon credit because even back in the VHS days, before VHS releases were getting special features, Full Moon used to do special features on their tape sometimes. They would do the the video zones and stuff.
Video zone.
Video zones. So isn't that cool? I mean, Full Moon and even Troma would do like interviews, introductions sometimes on their tapes. And then a company like Anchor Bay started doing like special features on their tapes and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But
and then like just even a mainstream release every once in a while would have a making of or something at the end of after the credits,
Yeah, and then like we talked about this before, Joyride. Joyride has the alternate ending on the VHS as well, and the alternate ending is basically like the whole second half of the film is different. So I remember first watching that on VHS and thinking, wow, this is a really cool special feature because it was like watching two movies in one.
Right. But also what else do you get? Like, let's go Visual Vengeance for a prime example, or even Scream Factory. Visual Vengeance, you get, like you just showed in your Heartland of Darkness, you got that really cool, awesome little prayer cloth.
Yep.
You get the stickers. You get, sometimes they'll give you those little video card rentals that are just fun little things. The barbell that I got for Bloody Movie, all that kind of cool stuff, the condoms, the trading cards that comes in some of their releases. Companies like Wild Eye, the entire reason for the existence of Wild Eye was to give independent filmmakers that don't get any, that don't have an audience, a chance to get an audience.
Yeah.
And they specialize in just releasing movies. That's all they do. So there will be somebody out there doing it. It's just, but if it's going away, it's going to be way more expensive. It's going to be much less, what's the word I want to use? Convenient to get them, and it's just going to be a big giant pain in the ass. And once again, the main companies that are putting these movies out are just going to get their feelings butthurt because then they're going to get ripped off because they're not making money on these bootlegs or whatever. And then they're going to go introduce some new legislation, and then we're going to have a problem, and then we're going to have fighting, and then we're going to have, people getting thrown in jail for no reason,
Yeah.
Oh, Cannibal Campout. Awesome, Jay. I got to get Attack of the Killer Fridge. That's so awesome. I want to see that. That and X-Ray. I want to see X-Ray.
You'd have to get that one from Vinegar Syndrome, I think. Hospital Massacre, it's also known as.
Oh man, one of the best nude scenes in a slasher.
Barbie Benton.
Yeah. God.
She was in one of the Deathstalker movies, if I remember correctly. I think that was the reason why my father rented it. For Barbie Benton.
I have the Scream Factory double feature.
Do you? Are they any good?
What? I have the double feature of X-Ray. I'm saying on Scream Factory.
Yeah, I do
X-Ray
too. That and Schizoid.
Yeah, Schizoid.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe I'll find that one. I need to do another my feature.
It's a good Valentine's Day slasher film, actually, Brad. X-Ray. I think I did it for Valentine's Day one year
that could be hospital, that could be Valentine's Day or birthday, if you think about it.
Yeah. It has a lot of connections there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Walmart's always been pretty big on physical media. I mean,
like I said, I mentioned them earlier. I mentioned them earlier because it seems like around here, it was only the one store that had poor things, and it happened to be a Walmart. None of the Targets near me have it. Obviously, Best Buy doesn't. They didn't even have it at like FYE when I was in there. So, I know it's like a limited release, but Walmart was the one that came through with it. So.
Yeah, Mark, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. Thank God for Hamilton Book. I've gotten so many great editions and movies off of there.
Did you get Killer, Jason, from that company?
No.
Remember you'd mentioned that one.
Oh, Shrigala.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shrigala. The Indonesian Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yep.
Yeah, Jack, I remember that. Jack did X-Ray for Slashback.
Mm-hmm.
I like X-Ray. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it is.
Especially because some of the kids in it and the birthday party in the beginning are from Bloody Birthday. So
the character actors.
Yeah. The actors. Yeah. As far as the physical media thing, we wanted to talk to you about your collection and how you had to put them into binders because I guess you were running out of space.
Yeah, at the time I just thought it would save me on space, so I bought like 6 or 7 big, the books that held like 250 or 400 whatever, movies, because front and back, slide them in. And I did one for anime, I did one for comic book movies, I did one for TV series, like cartoon TV series, animated one. And then I did one for my kids' movies, like kids' movies and stuff that they had. And then I did one for my horror movies. And then I did one for my John Wayne movies and my Elvis movies. But I did keep most of the cases, or at the very least, if they were just like simple, just black DVD cases, I took the artwork out and, got rid of the cases to save space. And now I regret it. I probably would have way less room if I did it now, but I still really regret doing it. I mean,
so what happened to the artwork?
It's out in the it's in a drawer somewhere or out in the garage,
Oh,
one of the
okay.
two in one of the bins, just in there, a whole stack of it, you know. And it's not just like I sent you that Omen thing, you know, and that's why it got all crushed because it was out there in a thing and it just got crushed, you know. And
Yeah.
even like my Masters of the Universe collection, the cartoon collection.
Mm-hmm.
I've got all the cool box sets that form the mural. I've got them all.
I remember we talked about that. I thought you were missing the one of them. Remember?
I am, but I'm no longer missing it. I
Good.
found it, but it cost me a lot, but I got it. But the like those came with like little booklets, and they also came with art cards, like beautifully rendered art cards that they would get like big time comic book or painters, all kinds of people to do, like well-known artists to do those art cards. And they're all just out in my garage right now in a tote or something, or maybe even a trash bag for all I remember. You know, just sitting there, probably ripped open and collecting dust. No, I remember I put those ones in a tote. They're sealed up in a tote.
Physical media gathers in Brad's garage.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
But no, now
Yeah.
I want to pull them back out, and I'm like, well, where would I put them if I pull them back out now?
Well, then you get to run into the same issue that Jason and I have. We get to get infuriated when we can't find something that we want, and our stacks and piles.
Or I get collapsed on at least once a week. The whole thing collapses on me.
Well, here's something else for a while, anyways, maybe. And I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure, but I want it to happen. My wife and I are going to look when we're up here next couple weeks from now for Easter. We're going to start looking at a small town up here in northern New Mexico called Aztec. And we're going to start looking for a new place and thinking about moving up here so I can be up towards the shop more.
Closer, yeah.
And so I'll have a whole house down there that'll be empty for a while that I can put shit in. So.
Thought you were going to buy the whole town.
Like I did just pick up some movies. I've been putting them on shorts or whatever here and there when I grab a couple here and there. And I've got a haul video coming out of comics, figures, and some Blu-rays.
Nice.
I put
anything good?
Blu-rays. It's only 2 Blu-rays. Don't want to give away. I got some really awesome comics on there.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he's going to say, "Watch my video."
I didn't say watch my video.
No, I won't watch it because now I don't care. You don't want to tell me? I don't care. How about that?
I said I didn't want to give it away because there's only 2 of them.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to give it away because you want people to watch the video.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. Let me think. I know what one of them is for sure. I don't know what the other one is.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that.
One of them is the Birds of Prey Blu-ray.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, you got it. You got that on Blu-ray?
Yeah, I don't remember honestly what the other one is.
I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah,
I told Joe I wanted you guys to do a positive spin on it.
We are. We are going to do it.
Actually, no, it's a controversial view.
Really?
Yes.
I think
we were going back and forth. It'll come in at some point.
The only thing I can think of that was controversial about it was the fact that it bothered fans like me at first that are real big fans of the thing because they totally went off script, so to speak. But whatever.
Yeah, they take a certain amount of artistic licensing for just about everything.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a girl power. It's kind of a married, but I think they did a decent job as far as the, you know, the characters and all. I enjoyed it. I stayed away from it for a long time. Finally watched it and I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
And were you a fan of the series?
Oh, yeah, I'm a huge fan of that series. I have that one. I have it on DVD.
I've seen it several times. I just never picked it up.
Yeah, that's my favorite comic book franchise. That's my favorite comic books, too, is the Birds of Prey. I have them all, like every single one.
Heck yeah, Mark.
I've even got like some signature series ones. I just got a signature series of one of them, of the original number 1.
Oh yeah.
And then, I love Birds of Prey, dude. I have all of them. I've got 4 copies of Birds of Prey number 8. which is like one of the most sought after comic books out there.
Huh.
Hmm?
Why is it one of the most sought after comic books?
It was because Barbara and Dick finally got together in the book. They had never actually gotten together in the book, and they do in that one.
Wait a minute. I thought she was in a wheelchair.
He is.
So she can't get loving because she's in a wheelchair.
She can't get loving because she's in a wheelchair.
He's the one that's on his knees.
Well, I mean, he is called Dick.
Exactly.
So,
that should have been the title of that issue. It should have been Barbara finally gets her dick.
Yeah, I got a graded copy.
Probably gets Dick, but we'll see. No.
I have a graded
We'll be
copy,
able to feel it.
a copy of the shop. And I have 2 copies of my collection that are just for me. And then the New Birds of Prey that came out, I've got some badass variants for that. Got some badass variants.
30 Days of Night. You ever seen the box set, the 2 DVD box
I have
set?
the one that came with the winter hat, the beanie hat.
Nice.
Where's the beanie hat?
I have that's the edition I have. It says 30 Days of Night on it. It's black
But
and
where's
red.
the beanie hat? Do you wear it?
I what I did is I put it over my DVD, so it's like a beanie hat slipcase. It fits over perfectly.
I have the one that came with the trade paperback, but it's just the regular DVD that came with the trade paperback.
Well, fuck y'all. I thought I had something nice.
Oh, you
Hey,
do?
Leroy.
Wait, you want to see something? I showed it to Joe already, but I'll show you.
That's
Okay.
Leslie Russell. Dead Birds.
I like Dead Birds. I mean, not really Dead Birds, but I like Dead Birds, the movie. That's another one to put some shit on.
Jack, Brad hates Hellroller. I sent that to him. He hated it.
I want to see it. I knew they're coming out with that. I think. All right, what is it? Batman Begins. Okay.
This deluxe edition comes with a comic book, like a thick comic book.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we've talked about that too. I used to buy all that kind of crap every week.
I found this in my shop. One of my vendors brought it in and put it in their booth, so I just grabbed it.
Oh, nice.
Well,
I
did
had
pay
the
for
Blu-ray with the Batman mask, but I gave it to my son-in-law.
Sweet.
The Batman, the Dark Knight with the Batman mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have that one.
the-
I have the Dark Knight with the Batman mask. I also have the one that came with the little Joker head statue thing. Pretty cool.
Oh,
The
nice.
With the Dark Knight.
Nice. Yeah, I thought Hellroller was just.
Isn't Vision releasing Hellroller? Jack?
I think so.
Yeah, I thought so.
Hellroller cracks me up because the
I really
cover
wanna
looks
see
like it looks like Ernest. It's like Ernest Goes to Hell.
Yeah, I want to see that one. It looks like fun. It's a shot on video, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm all
definitely
with it.
shot on video, that's for sure. And not in a good way either.
I think it's fun.
Yeah, I saw that TerraVision. I don't know if you knew this. TerraVision is releasing President's Day.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the DVD. I have the. That's one of the few. What do they call it? Horror pack limited editions that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to buy the TerraVision one.
I have the DVD as well.
You never watched it though, have you?
I did it for President's Day one year.
Oh, it was fun. Fun movie.
Yeah.
So as far as my collection goes, that I back in the day that I put into, whatever. I mean, were you wondering if I was regretting it or?
Yeah, I wanted to hear your thoughts if you regret doing that.
Not only that, but did the stuff get ruined that was out in the garage?
Some of it has, yes, some of it has, because like I said, I put some of it in totes.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But then I put some in cardboard boxes, and most of those are still okay. But then I ran out of boxes and I just started filling up trash bags.
Ooh.
And so a lot of the trash bags mice got into, they got ripped open. Some of the artworks got destroyed and trashed, and the box sets got trashed. So yeah, I'm kind of screwed on some of it. So
That's rough, man.
it really does suck. But it's like, and there was a time where, not against physical media, but where I was like, because of the space and because of everything, I was like, maybe I should just stop buying stuff and go to streaming and all. But I really changed my mind, especially when I started doing the channel. I'll say that. I'll be honest 100% about that. Doing the channel and then watching other people's collection videos and stuff. And like, there were certain things I definitely still collected, like certain titles like Star Wars, Halloween.
Oh, of course.
You know, but I was like, man, for a lot of the movies that come out, maybe I'll just wait till they go but the thing is also though, when a really good movie comes out, I'm like there day one when it comes out to buy it. When I have the money, you know.
Yeah.
Like if something is awesome that I want to see, it comes out, I want to get it as soon as I can. So, you know, I mean, and back in the day, even when it was renting, I was the guy that would stand in line at the Blockbuster and all to get the movie the day it came out, or put my name down on the list, you know, to get it when it first, and then you'd still have to wait because there's like 80 people on the list, you know. And,
I will be right back, guys.
Okay.
Oh man, so
President's Day for Slashback. You probably did. I remember one of the ones that I got that you reviewed, Jack, was The Catcher, and I actually like that movie. I think it's fun. It's silly, but it's fun.
Nice, dude. I go back and I can't even remember what I did for Slashback at the time. I got to go back and look at them and see what I did here and there. And
I remember most of them. A few of them here and there I don't remember, but I do remember most of them.
I think my brain's just gotten too overloaded lately to remember things anymore.
Yeah, Leslie Russell. Yeah, I thought it was Leroy. I need to get my eyes checked. Yeah, Invasion of the Body Snatchers got put out by Kino Lorber on 4K.
Mm-hmm. How many Kino Lorbers do you have, Jay? Do you know?
Quite a few. Quite a few.
I've only got 2, I think. I have.
They're a good line. They're starting to step up their game now to include like slipcovers and stuff.
Right.
But usually, their stuff wasn't great, I guess. I mean, some of them didn't have a lot of special features, and
I was stoked when they did Deep Star 6 because I thought that movie has never gotten the dues that it deserved. So I picked that one up.
It looks like absolutely crap on DVD, but at least they had a DVD release of it.
I know.
But it looks really good on
the Blu-ray.
Kino Lorber.
Yeah, I watched
really
it
good.
as soon as I got it. I watched it.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
What else do I have on Kino Lorber? I'm trying to remember. I just
JW
picked something up not too long ago on Kino Lorber.
They've been putting out some decent stuff. They just put out that the movie by Clive Barker. I don't think he directed it though, called Transmutations.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah. It's okay. It's not bad. Not one of my favorite Clive Barker movies.
Also based on which book is it that one's based on?
I have no idea.
It's based off one of the others that's also another movie. Not the Changeling is not his.
Candyman.
No, it's not Candyman. It's like a body horror flick. You know, I don't care what anybody says. I still really like the new Candyman. I like the way they incorporated.
I do too.
Oh, did you see what I put out today? I don't know if you caught the review that I put out
Five Nights
today.
at Freddy's?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I haven't watched it yet. I actually really like that. I thought it was really good. It surprised me because I wasn't expecting much.
It surprised us too. We didn't expect anything for a number of
reasons.
And
for being a PG-13 film,
that's the big
that and the fact that I had never played one of the games. Mm-hmm. So
I tried playing the first one. I couldn't get into it.
Well, from what I hear, I've seen after I watched it with Joe, he showed me he had some of the Five Nights at Freddy's special edition figures or something like that. It was pretty cool. But I went and I watched some of the gameplay, on YouTube just because I was curious, because a lot of people had said that, as well, the people that crapped on it just didn't like it, but a lot of the people that really liked it said it was a lot like the gameplay. So I watched the gameplay, and you know, they're right. It's a lot like it.
Somewhat, I guess. I mean, I didn't feel that it was, but I didn't play very
Watch
much.
the gameplay.
I just played a little bit of the game. I just couldn't get into it, so I just kind of stopped. And because I downloaded all 5 of the games.
Oh yeah.
And then when I didn't get into the first one, I was like, well, I'm not letting this take up space on my thing, and I deleted them all. Because I can get them back because I'm part of the game. I have a Game Pass, so I can get them back.
Yeah.
You know, anytime I want them, but I couldn't get into it. I tried. I was just like, man, I just feel like I'm just not doing anything really in this game. So
yeah, the scenery was more so what I was talking about, like the room where the kid, the what do they call it, the control room or whatever it's called.
Yes.
It's exactly like it was in the game.
Talking about Five Nights?
Yeah, it looks like it looks like the games. Yes, it looks like it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, I think
I almost went down that rabbit hole when you showed me the figures.
That might be my favorite new subgenre of horror. I'm loving it, man. Like, a lot of those movies are so good. I loved Banana Split's movie. I loved.
Oh yeah.
Willy's Wonderland. What else? Christmas Bloody Christmas.
And of course, you love Child's Play remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Your favorite of the bunch.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off when I love Megan.
You haven't seen Megan yet?
I still haven't watched it yet. I should. It's on Peacock or Paramount or something. I just haven't got around to it yet. But
I would definitely be curious in your
thoughts
thoughts.
after what you guys said. I'm just gonna be like.
I especially love when she starts singing the Sia song just for no good reason. And that stupid dance she does. Oh, it drives me crazy.
It's not bad. I just think it was a little overhyped. That's all.
It's not a bad movie. It just has these really cringy scenes that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, don't do that. It's like it's almost like it's like this good movie, and then it's like they want to add like this like TikTok audience to it. Yeah. So they do these stupid things.
Look at who they're making the movies for. This generation is a TikTok audience. They don't have
It's unfortunate though, because that wasn't the director's intent originally, and then that's how they wanted to market it, which was smart. I mean, I get it. I definitely understand. But the problem is for horror fans like us, it's kind of like, ooh.
I know you didn't like it, but like I said, I've only seen the trailers, right? So, and I saw a lot of the trailers in theaters. So, like the first time I saw the trailer in theaters and she started doing that dance, I laughed out loud. I thought it was hilarious.
The problem is when you see it in the movie, it's in a scene. It's in a scene that it really shouldn't be in.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, so they're like, you got this serious horror movie that starts dancing.
Yeah.
But the scene that I thought that really impressed me in the trailer, that I thought made the movie look good, was the one where she takes off and she's running like a freaking cheetah at somebody, or whatever. She's like running really fast, and like I was like, man, that looks freaking intense.
My favorite sequence is the scene in the woods. That's probably my favorite part of that movie.
Yeah.
I still need to watch it. Like I said, I just don't, But
like I said,
it's a fun movie for what it is.
I do like it. There's good stuff in it. I've watched it a bunch of times.
You have?
Yes, because remember, I watched the screener, and then I watched the uncut version when I got it. And then, didn't you and I watch it together?
Yeah.
And then I watched it with my son, so I watched it 4 times.
Jesus, I've only seen it once.
Yeah, so I've seen it 4. I mean, like I said, it's not that I don't like it. It's just there are certain scenes like that dance scene, Brad. That's not a spoiler. It's just she does that dance like it's like during a kill scene. So it's like it takes you out of the.
Is it like a celebration? Like she just made a touchdown?
No, it's not. That's the thing.
No,
it's like it completely interrupts the suspense of that scene.
Oh yeah.
So it's just strange.
Well, I just thought it was funny because the first trailer they did of that movie that I saw in theaters, I don't remember what movie it was I was watching, but it was a very serious looking trailer. Then all of a sudden you see her doing this dance. I was like,
yeah,
what the fuck? It's just funny. But
Mark, I love the new Wrong Turn movie.
oh, I
Yeah,
was
me
about to say
too.
that too. Another great new one is the new Wrong Turn. I love that
Awesome.
movie.
Awesome,
Love that
awesome.
movie. I didn't even mind that they interjected a bunch of like woke shit.
Was kind of the point to the movie.
Oh yeah, I know. In fact, I can't
You
wait.
should definitely watch Megan, though. I'm curious to see what you think about it.
Me
I
too.
need to watch
Me
that,
too.
and I told you I was going to watch it that week, and I haven't got around to it, and I really want to. And I've got one on order, or I'm about. Actually, I need to pull the trigger on ordering it, but I need to get my wife's Jeep fixed first. That's got to come before everything else. Once I get the
Yeah.
Jeep fixed, then I'll start doing that other stuff. But I've got it in my cart on eBay because I found a really good price on one with the
Yeah.
slipcase and everything. Was Exorcist, the beginning,
Believer?
or what it was, or Believer. Thank you. But it's also on one of the streaming channels, so I can watch it on there, and I've been meaning to, and I just haven't. But it was because of you guys that I watched Bloodlines, Pet Cemetery Bloodlines,
Good
and you know
movie.
I didn't shit on the remake, but I didn't really like it. I think I feel like they just dropped the ball, is what I feel like. But
Was there a ball in the movie?
They made up for
In
it.
the middle of the
so
street.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
what they did in Bloodlines, just I loved it. It was like, yeah, and you were so right. It could be a prequel to either the original or the. I mean, yes, they mention.
Yeah.
You know, there's that one scene that directly mentions the, you know, the new one, but it could. Who cares? You know.
Well, they had the
I
kids
love-
with the mask.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like it directly.
Just like a very, very short scene too. So they really covered their bases on it.
There, I still think that we are in a great new golden era of horror. We are still, and I wish people would just stop bitching so much. Yes, I'm the first person to say, give me honest, huh?
He said,
Good luck with that.
They
I'm the
complain
first
about
person to say
everything.
to give an honest review. I'm the first person to say, if you got negatives, say them. But like Joe was saying, if you're only making the video, if you're honestly like, if I tell you, okay, I'm going to go watch this movie tonight and then I'll have a review out later, that's because I'm going to review it later no matter what happens in the movie. But if I go watch a movie and I decide to just review it to rant and bitch about how terrible and shitty it was, what's the point? You know, I mean, if I do a review and I rant about how terrible and shitty it was, but that's just the way I feel about it. But I'm not going to go out of my way just to make one just to shit on it. It's because I was going to review it no matter what, anyways.
Yeah.
You know, it's
people just, I just feel like a lot of people just can't find that line. It's like, I don't like this, so I have to shit all over it in my review. And it's like, you can, I mean, again, it goes to the whole point of positive spin. It's like, that's why we do the positive spin. It doesn't mean that we only see positives. It just means that we're only discussing positives. Because
like
there are plenty of movies we've watched and we're like, oh God, like we don't really particularly like them, but
you were let down by Smile.
Yeah.
We were both let down by X, especially after the hype they were giving that film.
Pearl, yeah.
I haven't even watched Pearl yet.
Yeah.
But like for me, the big one that's surprised me that really kind of let me down was Barbarian.
Really?
It's good. Yeah, I said it in my review. I don't know if you watched the review.
I don't remember you. I don't remember you disliking it.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't dislike the movie. I said it just.
When did you review Barbarian?
I don't remember. It's been a while. I'll have to go back and look. It's been a while. What do you mean?
Yeah. I don't remember everything you say. I just kind of remember genuinely.
I remember you reviewing it for sure.
I just don't remember it.
I'm
not saying you have to remember.
Yeah,
I'm saying that
you always refer back to. I said it in my review, like we're supposed to know this.
No, I'm just.
Okay, I watch about 20, 25 a day, and I get everyone mixed up that I watch every day. So
you don't have to remember. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm just making the point that I did not dislike the film. I was really getting into the movie, like really into it. I was really loving it. Up until, and I think I'm trying to remember if I said the exact point in my review. There's an entire tonal shift in the film.
Yep.
I think the film should have ended at that point. And then it has
It's been a
that
short film.
It would have been short though. Yeah.
maybe so, but it has that complete 180, and it just totally took me out of the movie 100%.
I think that's why I think that's why I liked it so much, because I love that opening stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. And then the first time I watched it, it is kind of jarring. It's like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on here? And I think after subsequent watches, like watching it again and again, I find myself wanting more of what happened in the beginning, but not to the point where I'm like, oh, this sucks because I want more. Like it leaves it on like a good note, like, damn, that was awesome. And now we almost have like 2 movies in one, and now we're following this other character. And then we kind of get back to the darker stuff later. And then for me personally, I just always have this thing about secret doors and secret passages and secret rooms. I love that sort of thing.
I like the secret door, secret passages thing. I'm talking about the tonal shift.
I get it. Like I said, when they show Justin Long, all of a sudden it shifts. Yeah.
Like there, it was building. It was building. I was like, whoa, this film is intense. I'm loving this.
Yeah.
This vibe I'm getting. I'm loving this atmosphere. And I kept hearing people talk about how scary it was. But then, like, when that tone shifted, it pulled me out. And then I'm sitting there waiting for it to go back to it, and it doesn't. And then I was like, wait, where's the scare? And I almost got like this action slasher kind of feel from it, which is fine, but that's not what it was leading me towards originally.
Right.
So
it went someplace that you didn't think it was going to go to.
I was disappointed because I was wanting that payoff, and I didn't feel
was like first time I watched it.
And like I said, I get it. And I think after watching, I've watched it so many times now. I think now that's actually one of the things I appreciate about it, because it does that something different, as opposed to if it just kept doing the same thing, you almost have like a Castle Freak in a Airbnb. Yeah. But with that, with the different things that it does, that's what makes it stand out. It's like a weird kind of viewing experience.
When I told you, and again, I said it in my review, which I'm not expecting you to remember, but I think I told both of you, like straight up to both of you, the minute I watched it, I said, it's giving me a Castle Freak meets I don't remember what now, but Castle Freak meets something vibe. And that's what, and I was enjoying it. And then, like, I don't know. The one, though, that did not disappoint me whatsoever, that did build on that suspense and all for me, was The Black Phone.
I still haven't watched it, so don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it, but oh my God, I loved it. I loved it. Such a great film.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
And the fact that it's based in Denver is awesome.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
I didn't remember.
By the way, I ran upstairs a few minutes ago because my son's ordering pizza and it hasn't come yet. But I was talking to him. He said he watched the Poughkeepsie tapes last night.
Oh, I love that movie.
Okay, like,
genuinely creepy.
I told him we're gonna have to do that for controversial view at some point.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
it's on the list. I remember seeing the trailer for that, and I always say the story. I remember which movie I was seeing. I saw the trailer before the movie, and I was like, "Wow, this looks amazing!" And then it never came out.
Never came out. My daughter had the same thing. Because she doesn't like, she doesn't like the horror movies or whatever. And she said, "I saw a movie that you've got to go see."
Yeah.
Right? And she showed me the trailer because the trailer was online.
The trailer was
awesome. I watched it. I was like, "Hell yeah!" I said, "That looks awesome."
Yep.
And yeah, it never came out. I was like,
never came out until Scream Factory.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I told him we'll have to do it for controversial view.
If anybody's interested, I still have a copy of Serbian film I don't need.
What edition is it?
I don't remember. It's at the house.
I don't have an official copy because I only have the screener, so I wouldn't mind.
I was thinking about giving it away. I was thinking about doing a contest for my anniversary or whatever. And because I don't know. So what?
That would be your going away contest.
My going away.
If you're giving away the Serbian film, it'll be your going away contest.
Exactly.
Canceled.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
No, you're missing the point. It's like that movie.
They would cancel me just like remove my channel. Oh,
Yeah.
like, didn't I give a copy of it away before?
Yeah, to me.
Oh, did I give it
And
to you?
people saying that I wish I would have kept it. I wish I would have kept it. And now you want to give another copy away.
No, it wasn't Serbian film I wanted to keep.
It was. Yes, it was.
Escort Service 1 and 2.
It was also a Serbian film, and then it was Death Escort Service 1 and 2.
I told you I
It
hated
was
Serbian
both of
film.
them.
I don't know why I wanted to keep it.
I don't know why you did either, but you said, I wish I wouldn't have gotten rid of that.
You said you wanted to watch that decapitation scene over and over again.
I wanted to watch the dead baby
No
scene.
reason. There must have been a reason, like something was coming up, or maybe it was worse. I don't know. Maybe it must have been a reason, but
Yeah, it was probably before Unearthed put out the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard to find for a while.
But it's not because I want to watch it. That's for sure. Yeah, I want to see that Andre the biopic. I don't know how they're going to get somebody to play him though. It's just
He was a big dude. Good Lord. Still like the Princess Bride when he was in it.
I
Yeah.
was going to say I was just thinking that. Never forget the Princess Bride.
Yeah.
I like
he was
the
cool.
fact that Fred Savage was a big wrestling fan, so he hung out with him on the set all the time.
Harry was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he liked kids too. He was Stephanie McMahon's best friend.
Who?
Stephanie
Stephanie
McMahon.
Oh.
Yeah, Andre was her best friend growing up.
Hmm.
She tells a great story where she's like 14 years old or something, and Andre takes her out on a date, you know, and she's wearing a pretty dress and all that, and he takes her to a nice restaurant, like, you know, one that Andre can afford, a really nice restaurant. It was his favorite place, she said, to eat in like New York or whatever. And all of a sudden she looks over at from her menu and he's going, and she said, "What's so funny, Andre? All of these people think I'm a big pervert." You know?
It always cracks me up, like pairings like that, like in real life, like people who are close friends in real life that you wouldn't think, you know?
Yeah.
Like Meatloaf, you know, God rest his soul now, but Meatloaf and Ivanka Trump were best friends.
Really?
Isn't that it's just an interesting thing? Like they were best buds. Like it's just and you wouldn't picture that. You know what I mean? You wouldn't think like imagine seeing those two at a
They were
restaurant.
doing the same circles. Yeah.
You know, it's just a pretty cool thing. But I gotta run upstairs and get my pizza. I'll be back again.
Speaking of Trump, Dana White and Donald Trump are best friends.
Yeah, that close. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yep. I'll be right back.
Who is?
Dana White and Donald Trump.
Who's that?
Dana White is the president of the UFC.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Yeah. And he said it's because with Trump, when the UFC first started and all that, nobody would book them. Nobody would let them in. Nobody would, except Donald Trump opened his arms and said, "Come on in." And ever since then, they've been great friends.
Yeah. And
So
that's
he
been
doesn't care.
one.
He said he doesn't care if it loses me every watcher, follower, whatever. He's my friend, you know.
That's one hell of a ride that they've had. UFC.
Yeah.
I remember all of the controversy behind that when it originally came out. People were pretty pissed off about that.
I just watched the A&E biography on him, and I've watched a few biographies on him. I don't remember them ever mentioning him having a daughter. Like,
Wait a
ever.
minute. He was the Bigfoot on the $6 Million Man?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was. But I don't think he had a daughter, Mark. Not that I know of, that I can remember. And I watch everything I can find on him. Icons, but maybe if he did, he kept her out of the public view.
Damn.
Well, I don't remember him ever having a daughter. I know he had a friend, like one of his best friends, was like a daughter to him.
That was
Her
big
father
thing.
was, you know.
I don't know.
Maybe you're right.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. Mm,
$6 million man. He was awesome.
we could do it. We have the technology.
I had the little toy where you would look through the back of his head,
Oh
and
yeah,
it was like a magnifying glass. It was pretty cool.
that's dope.
I had the I didn't have Oscar Goldman. I had just Steve Austin.
Nice. Oh, that's so funny. Speaking of Steve Austin, I've been buying comic books and stuff for the shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a buddy of mine that owns the shop down in Albuquerque, he's been the guy I go to get my comics from for years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Decades. He was letting me go through his $1 bin and $2 bins and just taking what I wanted. And he gave me I got like $100 worth of books, and he charged me $50 for it, plus bags, boards, everything. He charged me like $50. I found a WCW issue #1 with Lex Luger on the cover. It's an actual comic book, not a magazine. The cover is Lex Luger, not drawn, just a picture, but it's an actual
that's cool.
book. And then I found a Stone Cold Steve Austin #1.
Huh.
I guess there's also an Undertaker one and a couple others. But
Oh,
I
like
totally
multiple
forgot.
different covers?
Yeah, but no, like different comics that they did for each character.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I totally forgotten that they did those like when I was young. There was an NWO one. There was, I was like, dude, I don't know if anybody will buy these because they were only $1 though. I said, screw it, I'm going to take them. And I looked them up on eBay and they go for like $6-7 a piece.
Really?
So yeah,
I figured they would go for more than that with the nostalgia and all.
yeah. Well, I mean, they weren't popular books, I don't think, back in the day, but they were done by Marvel too. They're Marvel books.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They got into some wild stuff. They got into they had an NFL comic, but it was like a futuristic one. They were called the NFL Defenders or something.
Really?
Something like that. Yeah, it was odd. Very odd.
Crazy. I had the Tony the Tiger Frosted Flakes comics because I loved comics when I was a kid. The one that you had to mail away for.
Oh, yeah.
I got those. I don't have them anymore, but I had them back in the day. One had Bo Jackson in it and, different stuff like that. One had, I think, I wanted the Michael Jordan one, and I didn't get it. They sent me the Bo Jackson instead. No.
I still have all the Spider-Man and the Daredevils. Like one's from Colgate for brushing your teeth. One is from detecting what is that? Carbon monoxide or something like that. The carbon monoxide monster. I got all kinds of Spider-Man ones and Daredevil ones.
Yeah.
I tried to get every single one I could.
There's a lady in Durango, and I was hoping to get over there this week, and I haven't been able to. She has a few for me, but she's able to pull out one right now. She has a short box filled with old comics, Independence and stuff like that. The whole short box, I'm getting the whole box for $20. So
that's
even
awesome.
even if I sell them for $1 a piece, I'd probably make my money back and then some, because the short box holds 100, 120 books.
120, I think it is. 120.
Well, and there's 2 sizes of short boxes. I have 4 short boxes in my shop right now, okay? 3 of them, they're all from the same company, and they're the same size, right? And then the 4th short box, I don't know where I got it, like where I got a different one from or whatever, but it's about 2 inches longer than the other ones. So it holds an extra like 15 comics. It's pretty cool.
The only ones I have are upstairs. They're my long boxes and my short boxes. Long boxes I have my graphic novels in. The short boxes I have my comic books in. Because putting comic books in a long box is too heavy. Way too heavy.
Oh, believe me,
especially
I know.
when you're trying to carry like 2 or 3 of them.
Believe me, I know. I do it. I lift them. I just did it the other day because I finally got all. I haven't finished. I have not finished pricing them all yet. I'm still doing that, but I decided to I finally got enough things to put dividers and show what each one is. like each set or whatever.
Oh, okay. Right,
I
right.
put them all in alphabetical order. So
Oh,
then
wow.
I had to move the long boxes from one end of the shop to the other, and just like I say the shop, my shop, the comic part of my shop, it's all in the same big shop.
Mm-hmm.
Comic book room, I mean, you've seen it. It's not,
Yeah.
huge, but still like
Nice sized.
I think it's pretty cool. It's been getting I wonder because I advertise as the only the comic book store in Southwest Colorado because I am.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got the signs out there, I was like, man, I hope people don't come in and get disappointed because I'm not a huge, just dedicated giant comic shop,
Yeah.
But I try to keep up with stuff. I try to get stuff that people want. And I mean, I just unloaded some money on a bunch of Pokemon cards. I don't know nothing about Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Just because people have been begging me for them. So I've been using the eBay things to look them up and see what they're, But
Yeah.
I sell them out.
What about Pops?
I've got a few. I've got like 7 or 8 pops in there.
That's not bad.
Some of them I bought on sale off Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, nice.
I bought them off there and then brought them in and just charged the full price for them. I've sold a couple. I sold a couple Mandalorian ones, the child, Grogu.
Yeah, I got the child.
Do you, Mark? That's cool. My shop is in Dolores, and I'm open tomorrow if you happen to know the area you're in this part of the town or the state. So
yeah, I got the child. I got trying to think of who I got now. I think I have Krampus. Michael Myers.
mm-hmm.
I don't really have many pops. I've been trying not to get into that because collecting them becomes expensive.
I'm not a big pop person anyways because I just don't. They're not my kind of figures. I prefer more articulated, But I do have a little bit of a collection because of. But every pop I have in my collection, somebody gave me.
Yeah.
Except for one. The only one I have that I actually bought was my giant size pop He-Man. And the only reason I bought
Which
him
one
was
did Bill give you? Skeletor?
Bill gave me Skeletor.
Okay.
So I saw He-Man at GameStop and he was on sale and I wanted him to go with the Skeletor. So I bought him.
Yeah.
I bought Bill the alternate colored Deadpool giant pop. And just because it was cool and he was a Deadpool fan. Oh, speaking of which.
Is it the gray one or the white one?
No, it's blue and red. He's wearing blue. And he's got the star. He's wearing the Captain America Deadpool uniform.
Oh boy.
What it is. Like I said, they're doing those signature series private signings, and I got the listing of all the ones.
That's cool.
Rob Layfield is doing one.
Really?
And I wish I had my New Mutants 98, the original Deadpool. But I sold it like years ago to help pay bills. I needed money to pay bills, and I did sell it. I got $200 for it at the time. That was right before the movies came out.
Yeah, now they're really expensive.
Yeah, Bill still has his. He's probably going to send it in. It's $180 for Rob Layfield's signature and all. Dude, wait a
minute. You have to pay $180 for a signature?
You get the signature, the grading of the book, the signature series grading. So they do the whole thing, but it costs to grade a book. It's like it's like $40 to $50 to grade the book. So Rob Layfield's signature is expensive. He's almost as expensive as like Robert Englund. Robert Englund's signature is $130 just for his signature. And Bill got him to sign 3 books and had them all graded.
Robert Englund?
Yeah.
Huh.
But I can send them in too. So, dude, I just picked up this beautiful Friday the 13th book.
Yeah.
It cost me $40.
Comic book?
Yeah. It was limited to 2,100. And it cost me $40. And I'm waiting till I go to, I've applied to be a CGC witness.
Oh boy.
So that way I can send books in, not just for me, but for my customers and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
At the Horror Con this year, it's coming up back again in September to Albuquerque. They did announce it just like last week. I'll guarantee there's going to be somebody from Friday the 13th there, one of the Jasons or something.
Yeah,
And
probably CJ Graham.
I want that book signed and witness verified so I can get it CGC'd with the signature series. Because if you don't have one of their witnesses witness it, even if it has a COA, even if you send in a video of them signing it, it doesn't matter. They have to witness it or else it gets a green label.
Really?
Green label, yeah, all the green label says is CJ Graham is written on cover in black marker. It'll say, but if it's the yellow label, the actual witnessed one, it'll say autographed by CJ Graham at whatever, or
wow.
or on this date, and that actually does make a difference. Now, most people like that are in the business, selling comic books, you could ask your friend, you can get still a really good amount of money for the green labels. It's not like you don't. People,
it's the dreaded purple labels nobody wants.
The purple labels.
Yeah, the corrected ones, like comic books that have like staples switched out, or someone like wrote on.
I don't think they do the purple anymore.
Yes.
They only do. I think they only do green, blue, and yellow now. I have red label comics. When I got my CGC membership, I was talking to one of the guys there at the customer service thing, and he told me. I asked, I was like, "Well, I've got my Spawn #1 is I got a red label."
Hey,
he
Rob.
said, "Dude, we haven't done red label since the '90s."
Yeah, red labels are old. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got the red label on that one. But I can send in books now. So if you ever want something sent in, I get a discount. But so like to get those ones reslabbed, because I just want them reslabbed, because they're not, as long as they're not broken all the way open, you don't have to get it regraded. And you keep your signature series yellow card if it's one of mine that I need fixed is a signature book. So it's only $20 for me to get it reslabbed. For everybody else, it would be $40.
Oh, nice.
So,
I guess it makes sense to have.
And the membership only cost me like $25 a year. And there's different levels of that. There's like their most expensive one is like 200 something a year. But they also send you free gifts sometimes. They send you get exclusive offers, you get discounts, you get,
How did you guys get back on comic books, by the way?
I don't remember. He bought a Friday the 13th book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, something like that. Well, yeah, I just
and that's physical media.
But Jay, there is actually something comic book related I wanted to ask you, but I don't want to do it on the stream because I don't want to put you on the spot.
Oh, okay.
I want to ask you later. So
okay.
You live in Central City? Oh, dude, you live in. Yeah. Okay.
Wait a minute. He's in the same city as Oliver Queen, isn't he?
No, Star City. Central City is the Flash. Central City is the
Flash. Yes, the Flash.
Which
I still haven't seen, by the way.
It's funny that every single one of the main cities in the DC universe is on a coast.
It's a fantasy land.
Except when they move Metropolis to Kansas for the new show.
Oh boy. It's fantasy land.
But, hey, whatever, it's good stuff. Like that new He-Man, or not He-Man, that new the new Superman TV show is probably one of the best ones I've ever seen. I love it. It's so good.
Wait a minute. Is that the one that had the Superman from Supergirl?
Yeah, Superman and Lois. Yeah. It's
the one that had the Superman.
Yeah, it's from there. It's from Supergirl.
Yeah.
But this show takes place post or after that Final Crisis event.
Well, that pretty much none of the shows are still going. So
yeah, I think the Superman is the last one that's still going.
Yeah,
and it's on its last season, which sucks because it's really popular. But for some reason, CW's decided to cancel it.
Yeah. I think the only show that ran its correct course would probably be Arrow.
Even that, I thought they didn't end correctly, and I love that show.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't. They were doing all kinds of stuff with the crisis and everything, and they tied that into the end of Arrow, and yeah.
Well, I got to give Berlante. I got to give Berlante props because he really did bring up the whole big universe together and did it with some high quality,
TV shows were good up to a point.
Like the King Shark looked amazing, and
that was fun. I like King Shark. He was cool.
I love him more in the Suicide Squad though.
Well, somebody hasn't seen the new one yet.
Oh well, that's not really.
We're going to watch that when we have to watch. I think we have to watch Birds of Prey first, don't we?
Yes, it goes in between.
We do Birds of Prey and then the Suicide Squad.
It's Suicide Squad, then Birds of Prey, then the Suicide
Man,
Squad.
you are gonna.
Well, and
I don't want to say anything about it because you got to watch my review. But yeah, I don't want to say.
I don't. You don't have to.
No. Let me just say that you are really gonna like the new one, Joe. It's really fun. Really, really fun.
The one I told him he has to watch is Peacemaker, and I told him don't skip. I don't care.
The television show,
dude. I watch it every episode. I never ever skip. I never hit the skip button on the opening credits because it's so much fun to watch. It's so that is one of that is probably the coolest. Yeah, it is probably the greatest comic book TV show I've ever seen in my life. It's amazing. Oh, it's so dope. Dude, if you haven't watched it, next time you go to your daughter's, please binge that shit. Binge it.
What's it on?
Max. It's on Max.
Ooh, actually, I think she has that now. Yeah. I think.
Please binge that, dude.
She had Max because that's what you tried watching The Nun 2 on.
Yeah, I think it's it's either 8 or 13 episodes. I can't remember which right now. I just had Danny watch them all, and she is in love with it. It's like
I hurt her finger.
Oh, she loved it. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
My dad's wife likes John Cena. That's just kind of what came
I'll tell you what. You do get to see John Cena bare ass naked, pumping the shit out of a fine little chick who reminds me. She actually, to me, looks a little bit like Linnea Quigley, like body style and all.
She had to switch fingers. She got tired.
I'm the one that has to switch fingers because I'm tired.
Uh-oh. Don't hurt them fingers.
Imagine you come home, you find a finger in a splint. You're going to be like, what the hell were you watching?
Y'all are fucked up.
It's not broken. It's just chafing.
Hey, Rob.
I
don't know, Mark. I don't know. I don't think Halloween is the right kind of movie to make a TV show off of.
My thought is this, Mark. As much as I love like the Scream TV series, I rather get a new movie from a horror franchise than a TV show because I feel like definitely. A TV show takes too much. It takes too much commitment. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta watch it week after week. They end up having to use like filler in a lot of episodes because they're trying to expand whatever it is. I mean, sometimes it works, but it's just my own personal preference. I'd much rather just have them do another movie.
Chucky is done really well. I really like Chucky. Every episode's funny. Like, I mean, every episode's good and it's kills and good. It's funny, but
see, Chucky is actually like the example of why I don't want a Halloween TV series.
But they're different kinds of film, though. You know, they're totally different kinds of movies.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I just don't see a TV show working with Halloween. They better do it really well, or else it's going to be just not work. And then Miramax is already talking about releasing a new movie again. So
I'd rather get that.
Oh, Halloween?
Yeah, starting after the original again.
Good.
So
keep the
movies. It's not that I want one because I'd rather still keep getting movies, but I feel like Saw would make a good TV series. I feel like each episode you could have like a different victim. You know what they like. You can kind of start the episode showing what they did, and and then why they're in the trap, or show what they did as they're throughout the episode of why they're in the trap. So it's sort of like almost like an anthology. Like each week is a different person in a trap and how they escape and why they're there. I think that would work perfectly.
The Conjuring.
Yeah.
The Conjuring.
Yeah, because of all the stuff in the room. For sure.
You could call it what's their names?
Warrens.
The Warrens. You call it the Warren Files. You know,
that would be awesome.
That would be dope.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, the Purge was a good franchise.
Me too, Rob.
That was fun. I haven't seen the second season. I watched the first season. And I really liked it.
Good, and I really want to see Scream. I haven't seen that yet.
The Scream TV season 1 and 2 especially.
Hell yeah. And the Halloween
I think you're right. I think Saw would be an amazing one to do.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna go with Halloween, you know, everybody's talking about they want a sequel to Season of the Witch. I think that wouldn't be a bad TV show.
That's what I said. Make it the anthology series that Carpenter wanted to do in the first place.
Exactly.
What is a good horror movie in your opinion outside Halloween and the ones that they've already done? Not Freddy's Nightmares, not Friday the 13th. What's a good horror film or franchise that you think would make a really good TV show?
So other than Saw?
Yeah, other than one we just discussed.
Conjuring? Predator.
Other ones we just discussed.
Yeah. Predator
would probably work.
Yeah, I think that would work.
Apparently, he's been in all these different times and all this kind of stuff.
I still want the next
like Alien and Predator, but I feel like it would get too convoluted with having both of them in there.
So
honestly,
I think it would be Predator.
You know what would be a good one? Because again, you can kind of have it like a victim of the week, Hellraiser. You can have like each week you have a different person, you know, finding a lament configuration, solving it, or whatever, and each week is like their individual hell. Sort of like they did with like Hellraisers, like 5, 6, 7, and even Hellworld, like these individual kind of stories. I think that would work. That would work out well too. And I mean, they're supposed to do a TV series. I don't know what happened with it, but that would be a good one.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know what the hell happened to it.
There you go, Mark. Hellraiser. Yeah,
I would say let's say Mark agrees with you.
Yeah.
That is such a tough question, even for myself to answer.
Phantasm. Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, no, never mind. I'll ask you that later.
Jaws. He could go on a revenge for every coastal town ever.
And then every third episode could be 3D.
They have to say we need a bigger boat in every episode.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Oh no!
I gotta say, since you just mentioned it, just quickly, we have a positive spin coming up eventually for Jaws: The Revenge. Yeah, I had a lot of fun watching it this time.
I did too.
I watching that movie. Wait, The Revenge is part 2, right?
4.
Yes. Yeah, I like part 4.
Yeah, I really did. I had a blast watching it this time around.
Yeah.
Part 3 too. I like part 3. Parts of it I really liked.
I think part 3 is the most underrated of the ones of them.
Part 3 is
3 setting. 3 is a good setting.
Just good fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Okay. So I figured out which movie I'd like to see a TV show. Wishmaster.
That could work.
Every time, like they find the lamp goes through, and I really hope that next Prey movie or the next Predator movie. I really hope it's Predator versus medieval knights and shit. That would be dope. You know.
And then Ash shows up at the end with his boomstick.
Dude, that would be awesome. That would be so awesome. The Leprechaun wouldn't be
I think they did, Mark. It's not the same Leprechaun in every movie.
Yeah, exactly my point.
I mean, they could do a Puppet Master TV series too.
Yeah, that would be good.
I saw something today. They showed a Leprechaun reboot. Is supposed to be coming out.
Yeah, I think that's fake with Peter Dinklage.
No. Really? I mean, I don't Peter Dinklage, but something came on the news feed today about that.
I don't see Peter Dinklage playing. I wish Warwick Davis, but I'm all for what's his name, Poco or damn, I suck with names. The guy that played him in Returns. I hope he comes back. If
His name is
Warwick does
Paku.
it. Paku. Yeah.
I wonder if they ever
That's
released
Kenny
it. I don't
something.
think they released it, Mark.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I think they released it because some people definitely saw it, but I don't think they released it on physical media.
Yeah, not like a physical media. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's it called?
Mutilator
Mutilator
2. Yeah, they made a sequel.
Man, why is it every time I go to stream, something happens and my wife has to give me a big old like thing about?
She must have finished watching her show.
Shut up. Sure. You always make comments like that about your wife.
She's got gloves made. I don't know. I still have to finish watching Dark Knight of the Scarecrow too. I wasn't really impressed. I had to go somewhere, so I shut it down. But
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't. I want to see it. I was hoping it'd be as good as the first, but probably
it was
won't be.
on something. It was I can't even remember how I watched it. Maybe it was on Tubi.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah,
So
but for some reason it was like I made it through like minutes of it, and nothing happened. Literally nothing happened, and I was like, "Well, I got to go out, so I'll finish it eventually," and I never did.
Just out of curiosity, Joe, when Jay leans back and talks from back here, does it break up on your end?
Yeah.
Okay, because it does on mine too. I was
Hey, y'all
wondering if it
doing?
was. And
That
it
was
didn't
fun.
that time.
It didn't
Yeah,
do it that
time
time.
it didn't do it. I didn't know if it was mine or his. I was like just wondering. So, you know what's so funny, Jay, is you told me you didn't think I would really like the Meat Hook Massacres, and I've been enjoying them. I've got part 3 coming up, coming out in the next few days.
Yeah,
And I got to watch part 4, but up through 3 I've enjoyed them. I can't even
We were
believe
talking about this. We were talking about this the other night, and
Yeah.
Jason Brad said he wants to get the Camp Bloods. And I
Yeah,
was like, oh boy.
yeah, I know, but like I told you, I'm a Mark Poloni guy, and he
Yeah.
directs a couple of them, and you know, I know that they're probably, but I still, you like them. I mean, I might like them. You never know.
I told him 3 is the best one by far, and then it's like after that, it's kind of just
it's not even part of the set.
pick your poison. I
Oh,
know
they
that's
don't
right. You got to
put
get that
it-
one
they don't put it
separately.
in the box set, really?
It's not,
It's not. Yeah, it's
Oh.
not part of the set.
That sucks.
and it's like by far the best one too.
Yeah, the
Wait,
first
you
one and the
hated
third
Dark
one.
Scarecrow?
Do it.
Mark, the Terror Train, the 2B Terror Train movies are really fun, actually.
I liked them.
Dan,
Yeah, I liked
Dan
them.
said that he hated Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. Or
2.
is that part?
2.
I can't tell because that stupid heart thing is in the way.
Oh.
How do you get rid of that stupid thing?
YouTube. Okay.
Just look at it on the StreamYard.
yeah, I guess I didn't have that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I hated it. Yeah, I mean, I love the original. The original, I still watch it on Halloween, or around Halloween, and I don't know. I well, the only one I ever heard that liked it was Bill.
my bill or your?
No, Bill William, Chili Billy.
Okay.
He was the only one I ever heard that liked it.
What are you looking at?
The Camp Blood set.
And that's the one I wanted to buy because it was like you get like 8 of them or something. I know it's not all
Oh
of them.
no, you get quite a few. Get Camp Blood 1 and 2,
Hey,
3,
Bones.
3, 4, 5, 6,
Well, technically it's 4, 5, 6
7, 8,
because 3's not in there.
9, 10, 11. 11 of them?
10. It's because Kills is just that stupid.
It's still a Camp Blood movie.
It's not.
It's really
I need
not.
to find. I need to find Meat Hook Massacre 8. It's one of the wild.
Wait a
I
minute,
didn't-
it's part of the set. Oh, it's not. You
Wild
didn't
I
get the
didn't
set.
get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to Rob about that. I asked him about that set.
Yeah.
He said it's kind of like the Halloween Scream Factory set.
Hey, Bones.
They didn't actually
Yeah.
make it. They just had to give their permission for them to use the movies or do the movies or whatever.
Yeah, because the back of them say Wild Eye on them.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
but like if you look at the back of your Scream Factory Halloween, it's got like 50 different labels on the back of it, or on the bottom of it, wherever it's listed, And yeah, they just had to give permission, I guess. He said they didn't make it. So
Yeah, he forgot about me on that one.
the Camp Blood box set was pretty cool. What'd you say, Jay? I'm sorry.
I said, yeah, he forgot about me on that. Rob, guy from Wild Eye. Rob?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I asked him for all the Meat Hook Massacres before you sent them to me.
Oh, I was gonna say why I got them for you already. But that came.
But it was before that even happened. I found out that they were making them. I found out that they were making them, and I talked to him about them quite a bit at length, and he just kind of never got back to me. So
I do want to check those out eventually because I haven't seen them.
I have physical media. I need another shelf.
whew. Yeah. I need more bags.
I just know that, like, what else is going to disappear with physical media? Are they going to take books away? The one thing that I don't think will ever disappear is comic books, because people
Fahrenheit
try
451.
Huh?
Fahrenheit 451. They're going to be burning books in the streets.
Yeah. People tried the digital comics, and some people do like them, but they're still not as popular, near as popular as regular comics.
No, I thought that comics were in big trouble when they started with the digital comics. As a matter of fact, I still have all my Marvel, the ones with the sticker that I don't even know why they did that. You have to pull off the sticker to get the code in order to get the digital comic for the Marvel.
I got a few of those.
I have them all. I have them all. Never pulled any of the stickers off, but you probably can't get the comic books now anyway because they take that away after a while.
Yeah.
And I need another house too, Rob. I need a big one.
Yep.
My collection. Either that or I need to take over a storage space or a storage whole big building.
I'm trying not to suck Walmart's dick too bad, but I got to give them more props because, like, even like those, I don't know what you want to call them.
Brad's just saying this because Walmart also owns the Denver Broncos.
Yeah. There you go.
Is it really?
Yeah, the guy Denver's now the richest team in the NFL. That's why they can let Russ go and still pay him $85 million and not give a shit. Freaking weirdo, freaking morons. Anyways, though, what do I want to call them? The economical box sets or whatever. Like they got Hogan's Heroes. My God, all those.
Yeah.
I love those. I mean, I gave my Hogan's Heroes. I had all the the boxes like that or whatever. And I love Hogan's Heroes, but I gave those all to my nephew as a birthday gift.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I bought this economical set that's only now this thick that I have on my shelf.
Yes.
And now I can fit many more things on my shelf. Or I can bring it up here to my mom's, which is where it's at now, when I'm traveling, and have the whole thing with me. Because that's a franchise I cannot find on streaming. There ain't no Hogan's Heroes on any streaming service.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
WWE Network has Hulk Hogan's Heroes. You should watch that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They actually kind of do. You remember that Hulk Hogan cartoon?
Yes.
They had that on there for a while. I don't know if it's still there, but they had it for a while.
Hogan Knows Best used to be on.
Oh my God.
What
does Brooke look like now?
I don't know. She's still pretty hot. I saw her not too long ago. She's still pretty hot. That was the only reason to watch that show, was because she was hot.
We're a family, that's for sure.
His new wife is super hot.
Yeah, she smells that money.
He always gets good-looking blonde girls. I'll tell you that. That's one place I want to go. I want to get my wife. We want to go down to Florida, and we actually want to go to Tampa and go to the Hogan Beach House and the Hulk Hogan's bar and do karaoke with him. He does karaoke there like every Monday.
Oh boy.
He just sings I'm a Real American over and over again.
Hey, dude, I would pay money to see that. I would literally pay money to see that.
What's up, brother?
He does. His parents. So the rumors you have a second house for your collection, Joe?
I got multiple rooms in this house with my collection.
Good thing they only had one kid, you know, and he's already grown.
Son of a bitch. It's infiltrating every part of my life.
Yeah, everywhere. I trip over shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Womp womp.
Gotta find that Rasputin.
I've given up. I have given up on Rasputin the Mad Monk.
Oh, Hobbs also tells everybody I look like Tom Brady.
And you do not
You
look
know,
like
I had that in my hand the other day.
What?
80 for Brady.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've been wanting to watch that.
I'm actually gonna check that out when I find it cheap enough.
It just looks funny.
You know, Walmart $5 bin.
Is it? I don't have a $5 bin anymore.
Bastard.
Fucking Walmart.
I'm glad we still have one. That's for sure. Actually, we have
That's
two
right.
of them in our.
That's where I got this from the other day, but I heard things about it, so I'm kind of yeah.
Dude, they
The
just.
Black Demon.
What did I pick up out of the $5 bin the other day? Danny, are you watching? What did I pick up? Damn it. Smile. I picked up Smile.
Ugh.
That's what I was going to say earlier.
$5
That was a movie that disappointed you guys with Smile out of new movies that people say are great.
Disappointment wasn't the word for it.
Yeah.
But I picked it up because it was only $5, and I was like, well, I'll check it out, see what, you know.
Yeah, it was that one. I wasn't too fond of that one.
Yeah, Dan, we were gonna do Rasputin for September last year, and Jason lost his copy.
I
He had
did.
literally just sent me a picture of it, and then like a day later, it was gone, and he has
Couldn't
not
find it.
found it since.
Rob, I can honestly not share that sentiment. I don't have them in the bathroom, but I do have a movie shelf in my kitchen. Because my
Hell
kitchen,
yeah, you got movies in your bathroom?
you know,
No, he said he
It's
doesn't.
weird.
He said it's the only place is the bathroom and kitchen.
bathroom and kitchen. I have a shelf in my kitchen.
Jason's like, damn it, I have him in my bathroom.
Oh, I
If I
did.
ever got a-
Remember?
You did,
Oh,
I know.
shit, I did.
Dude,
I did.
on
I
the
put the.
wall.
Remember when I was going through?
Yes, you
I had
you sent me a picture.
Avalanche. Yes, I did. I did have him in my bathroom for a while.
That's
Hard
funny.
times. You mean with Charlie Bronson? Or
You talking about the American Dream story.
Christian Bale? Yeah, I got it somewhere around here. I think it's over here. I think. Venom.
Did you say Venom?
Venom. Sure. I have it around here somewhere. Perfect Sisters. Hoboken Hollow. Gabrielle. This is one, and go figure why this one is so expensive, but Chupacabra versus the Alamo. It's got Eric Estrada in it.
Is Pee Wee Herman in it? He wants to see the basement in the Alamo.
Sorority Horror House. That's a good one.
Sorority House Massacre 2, Nighty Nightmare.
Parts per bill. that fucking movie. I love that movie.
The movie's awesome.
I can't find it. It's around here somewhere, I'm sure. Yeah, Joe. I can't find it. That doesn't sound like that's a common theme around here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ready to set fire to my collection.
Yep.
Burn it down. Joe will light the match.
It would just coat your house in plastic.
That's all right. I got all kinds of shit around here. Spotlight on a Murderer. I don't think I've ever watched that.
I think I have
Yep.
that.
I was gonna say, I think I have that.
Yeah, I think so.
Spotlight on a Murderer. We got a bunch of.
Dreams, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Jack. I remember In Dreams, Robert Downey
I
Jr.
don't think so.
Yeah, I got it. I got it upstairs. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I saw it when it
Branded
first came out. I
Smith.
haven't watched it since.
Eros plus Massacre. Three Brothers. Dead or Alive. I think that's the shit. Takashi Miike. I think Takashi Miike.
Yeah.
I have The Lost Works of Stuart Gordon.
Oh, I was gonna say that's the one I sent to you, right?
Yeah. Dracula, the Legacy Collection, just the DVD. Because
I need to
remember, my case was busted.
I need
And
to
I
get
got
all
problems. And I have probably one of my favorite movies, which is Phantasm, the Fanatic Edition.
Mm,
Yeah,
I know the Fanatic version. That's it.
yep.
I agree, Rob. That's probably a good thing.
Here it is, Hard Times. I think. Can't see. I'm going blind. Must be the John Cena thing.
But did you see him naked?
Yeah, I saw John Cena naked.
They didn't.
At the
Hard
Oscars,
Times, right here. Hard Times.
I thought that was funny. I didn't know he did that though, because back 50 years ago, there was some guy that actually streaked across the Oscar stage naked.
Yeah. Yeah, they were. Yeah, that was in the 70s.
Mm.
In my time. Before you all was born.
Yep. You're old.
Yep. I is.
I mean, Moses used to call you dad, so you know.
Might as well be. Bone Eater. Huh.
That's with Rutger Hauer.
Bone Eater? No, that's Bone Daddy.
Bone Daddy, yeah. That's right.
Bone daddy.
Bone Eater.
Okay,
What is
so
that?
you asked how many streaming services I have, right?
Mhm.
Just on my
Yes.
smart TVs, okay? Just on my smart TVs that I have, like right here. Okay, I got Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney, Max, YouTube, Roku, Peacock, Tubi, Paramount, Pluto, ESPN. I don't have Apple TV, but there's a thing for it on here. Shudder, Boomerang, Full Moon, Crunchyroll, NFL Network, Vudu, CW, A&E, and Scream TV or Shout TV. And I think wait, where's my full? Did I say Full Moon? I did,
Yeah.
right? Okay, yeah. I think I have one or two more on a different TV.
Jesus.
So some of them a couple of them are free, but most of them I pay for. So, and the most expensive ones are Hulu, Disney, and Amazon Prime. Oh, and no, I'm sorry, Netflix, Hulu, Disney, and Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I got rid of
That's all
Netflix like
$20
last
plus
month
each.
because it's too expensive and I don't really watch it enough to.
Between
Netflix
between those four, that's $80 plus right there.
We got to get rid of Netflix, damn it.
I have Hulu, I have Paramount, I have Max, and then my son has Peacock, so we have that too, obviously.
I had to get Peacock for the WWE stuff. I had no choice. That was like a given. Fuck you.
Yeah, they had those two Polish slasher movies on Netflix.
They do get some good films sometimes there.
Can't remember the name of them though. Don't Sleep in the Woods Tonight or something like that. Jack knows what they are. He's the one that recommended them.
Oh, I have that movie.
You have Don't Sleep in the Woods Tonight that they didn't make a physical copy of? Can I have it if you
I have a movie that's called something like that. I bought it.
No,
not too
that
long
was
ago.
called Don't Fuck in the Woods, I think.
No, I have that 1 and 2, but no, this one's Don't, or maybe it's Don't Go Into the Woods. Something.
Go in the woods, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something like that. I was gonna say I bought something like that not too long ago.
Okay. Thanks for putting that in my face.
Dracula, Prisoner of Frankenstein. Anybody seen that?
Mm-mm.
On full moon.
Oh. I have the streaming service. I just have to watch it.
They do have some really good stuff on there, stuff that you can't always find on their things, but like, and of course for Joe, you know, the big pervert he is, they got all the softcore porn shit on there.
There
Why
you
am I
go.
the pervert?
Huh?
Why are you the
Why am I the
pervert?
pervert?
Yeah, whatever, Mister. Right
Your
on your
wife's,
video.
your wife's
Hey,
someone watching naked John Cena
all,
over there.
all the great gratuitous nudity that just happened to be there because it was a
You
product
can
of
see his ass. You can see his
always
ass.
love that nudity.
You can see his ass. For the kids.
Hell, even I was impressed.
I think the yeah, it's pretty messed up. The only thing I watched really on Disney was The Mandalorian. I watched The Book of Boba Fett. I watched Obi-Wan, and I watched Black Hole, which I also have the DVD for, but I didn't feel like walking downstairs and getting it. So
I
it
watch
was
all the Star Wars and
convenient.
I watch all the Star Wars and Indiana Jones, so I don't have to haul my copies up here.
There you go, Joe. Nobody.
No.
It's called Nobody Sleeps in the Woods.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that one time.
Yeah, I like them. They're both good. They're both Polish slasher movies.
Horror movies. Sound
Should have seen them for seldom seen.
Sound like
Should do that for
Merman.
seldom seen. Slasher movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricky Stanicki. Who the hell's that?
That's fun. Well, I don't know. It was like I watched like the first 30 minutes of it, and
Oh, I
it
know
was
what
kind of
that is.
funny, but it was also kind of lame, so I turned it off.
It's the one with that one
John-
guy in it from Hall Pass. fuck is
John
his
Cena's
name?
in it, and
Who?
dang it,
John
John
Cena.
Cena's in it, and
Did you see him naked?
no, not the part I watched. Oh, what's the other guy? Not Ryan
No.
Phillippe. God damn it, he's in a bunch of shit right now. He's even in a horror movie not too long ago. What's his name? I've got a computer right here in front of me. I guess I could just look it up. Zac Efron. That guy. He's in it.
Firestarter.
Yep.
As well as Andrew Santino and Jermaine Fowler, Anja Savgic, and Lex Scott Davis. That sounds like a guy's name, but it's a girl.
Did you buy the 97
Awesome.
series? 97? Yeah, the 90. I think it was 90. Yeah, I guess it was. Did you buy the 97 series, Rob? I only have one of them. I think it was volume 4.
Oh, that's the worst one, dude. That's the
That's
only one
I could find at a thrift store.
It's the only one that sucks.
That's the only one I could find at a thrift store.
They changed the animation and the storylines got dumb. They brought freaking Captain America into it.
Yeah, Mr. Bones, Farrelly
You
Brothers.
believe.
A lot of their movies are filmed in my home state, so I was actually around when they were filming a few of them. But I do like those. There's something about Mary and Me, Myself, and Irene, Shallow Hal.
I like Me, Myself, and Irene, and I liked Shallow Hal, but I was not huge on Something About Mary. And I know everybody loved that movie,
Oh, wow.
but it was funny, but I just didn't think it was. My favorite part of it was Harlan Williams' character.
I like that one a lot.
Something About Mary?
Yeah. I remember my parents watching it, obviously, when it first came out, and the scene when the hair gel scene. I remember hearing them laughing their asses off, and I came out like, "What are you watching? Is there something about Mary?"
What's the dude's name?
And Mr. Bones, Franks and Beans.
What's the dude's name? The main guy.
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Ben Stiller guy. The one movie I really liked him in was him and Owen Wilson in the
Have you seen my baseball?
mm-mm.
I like when he's like, "Have you seen my wiener?" The guy's like, "What did you just say? Have you seen my wiener?"
What's the freaking 70s cop TV show they did together?
Starsky and Hutch.
Thank you. Man, I really suck at names. And I'm really bad tonight, but I have been up for fucking like ever. Exhausted.
No excuses.
I know. The Gingerweed Man.
Hell yeah. That movie's awesome.
Jay, if you're still down, I still want to do the subspecies.
Subspecies. Shit, that's over.
You don't want to watch them with me anymore? And rank them?
Eventually. Just watched them. Actually, the only one we have left to watch is the part 5.
I was waiting to watch them again to watch with you, but if you watch them again, I'll probably watch them again too.
Well, we're doing them for Franchise Frenzy.
Well, no, I know that. I'm not talking about for that. I'm talking about for just watching them all in a row, you know?
Yeah, Bones. It's funny. The Ringer.
The Ringer's hysterical.
Dude, I need to finish the Killjoy franchise. I'm looking at Full Moon shit. I need to finish that. I never finished reviewing that franchise.
The Blow Dry franchise?
Killjoy.
Oh, Killjoy. Yeah.
I need to finish those. Ragdoll.
Ragdoll's awesome.
Doing that one, that was so much fun doing that stream and watching all those movies.
Arcade was the best.
Dude.
That was the best movie that we had on there.
Now my favorite's still Pit and Pendulum.
Did you watch the David Dakota one?
Pit and Pendulum?
Mm-hmm.
Or not Pit and Pendulum. That's not the one I'm thinking of. Wait, is it? No. Well, yeah, it was Pit and Pendulum, wasn't it? What's the other medieval set one?
You're thinking about Stuart Gordon's Pit and the Pendulum, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one you liked.
Yeah, that one was amazing. I watched it 3 times since then too. I bought it too on Blu-ray.
Still can't believe you didn't like Arcade that much.
I did like it. I just thought I guess I don't know. I guess I just kind of let me down a little.
I imagine it did.
Sorry.
It was a good one though.
Dark Angel: The Ascent.
Hey, you remember you were talking about those video zones? You know, you were talking about.
Yeah.
They have them all right now on the full moon under the full moon vault thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the movies that they have them all on here.
Phantoms. Dean Koontz.
The one I'll tell you what, that you guys did a positive spin on it, and that's what made me. I said that in my thing. Dracula Untold, I really liked that. I don't know why people hated on that. That movie blew me away.
It reminded me of like Dracula meets Game of Thrones. I thought it was awesome.
Well, it just it reminded me of just the Dracula story, but the part that we don't get to see as much. Like, you know, we always get the London part or the, you know, like, I just loved that. I thought it was great.
All right. Back hurt.
Ah, my hip.
You take any medicine?
Yeah, I took some earlier.
Hunt.
Just yours, Joe?
Mr. Bones is apparently. He said Mike Hunt.
Oh no. We'll take a Tylenol.
I'm gonna put on Evil Bong 420 in the background since that one's coming up next on the thing for me.
Yeah, I think I'm just about done.
So
We'll finish up at midnight. We got 10 minutes left.
Rob, I grabbed the Leprechaun one, but that's it. So far, anyway. So far.
Yeah. Yeah, they're $30. I saw Thomas grabbed 4 of them, I think it was. He put the thing up on Instagram. So that's pretty cool that he was able to grab those. I think he got Hollow Man. No, I can't remember what he got.
Mark, who's in the chat. Mark is in the chat. He grabbed like 4 or 5 you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Leon got shivers. I think the one I want the most probably is the VHS one. But
Yeah, I saw them there. I saw them there, Rob. I was there at Walmart. I got I didn't get any of the steelbooks though, because I picked up Poor
yeah,
Things on Blu-ray instead. But
I
I saw
picked
the
up
steel.
the Black Demon.
Who reviewed that? Was it Hobbs that reviewed that? Not so long
The
back.
Black Demon?
Yeah, somebody reviewed that. The shark movie. I think it was Hobbs.
Bren?
Was it
Bren,
Brent?
maybe?
I don't remember.
I think
Maybe.
so.
Affleck was the bomb in Venom, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, love that shit.
Rob, yeah, I did. I finished Poor Things earlier today, actually.
You know, watching the intro to this movie, the Evil Bong 420, is kind of trippy when there's no music playing.
That movie's
Edited
awesome.
by Alex Nicolau.
It's Ted's son.
Is it? I was curious.
No, I have no idea.
I don't know either.
Messed up.
But it wouldn't be
I
surprising.
didn't.
Theodore and Alexander Nicolau.
It wouldn't be surprising.
No, it would be Alvin, Simon, and Theodore.
This is why I watched it though, because of the what were they called, Jay? The hot chicks with the tribe girls.
Oh, shit. They were awesome.
I've got it on mute, so I can't. Yeah, he putting them buoys all over on the Ginger Dead Man.
Yep, Gingy was getting his due in that one. So was Ginger Man versus Evil Bong. They were in that one too.
Yeah, this is the one right before that. Awesome.
Gingy. That's when you gotta watch the franchise for that, Joe. It's really awesome.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Topless bowling. I love Rabbit opens a bowling alley.
Rabbit's awesome.
All right, anything else you guys want to talk about in these last 5 minutes or so?
What? Evil Bong?
No, I'm saying anything in general before we wrap up.
Well, okay. With Evil Bong as an example, reiterate that without physical media, we don't get badass box sets.
Yeah.
From Full Moon, we probably still would, but yeah, but with other companies, that's definitely the case. I say I don't look for Full Moon, even though they have the streaming service, to stop making physical media anytime soon. Even if the other places would stop. Yeah, because I think they still have those sales, and their prices. Their shipping is another thing. It pisses me off, but I still feel like their pricing for their stuff is still fairly competitive. Like, $9.99 for a DVD and like $15 for a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
To me, that's the way it should be. And we all know that they're getting mass produced anyway. So, Charlie Band's probably sleeping on a bed full of fucking Blu-rays.
I did kick myself because I bought Dr. Death and Sorority Babes and the Slime Bowl Bolorama 2. I bought those off of Full Moon, and with their shipping costs and all that, it cost me a bit for 2 movies, right? I bought the Blu-rays and it cost me a bit, and then 3 weeks later, I go on Hamilton Book, and there they are.
I really enjoy Sorority Babes and the Slime Ball Bolorama 2. As a matter of fact, they have not made one thing yet that I haven't liked. Subspecies was amazing. The Baby Oopsie trilogy was freaking awesome. Attack Jack or Jack Attack, whatever the hell his name is, that was good. And it tied into Baby Oopsie.
Hey, Birch.
Sorority Babes was really good. Did you watch Sorority Babes?
Part 2, not yet. I haven't watched
Oh, it's-
Dr. Death either. I was kind of hoping to watch that one with you too, but if
Oh
you ever
my
get a
god,
chance.
I love
Dr.
Dr.
Death
Death.
is awesome.
Oh
Well, that's
no,
why I
no,
wanted
you can't say
we
that,
watch-
Mister. I don't like retro puppet master. You're not allowed to say that.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Dr. Death is better than Retro Puppet Master.
Dr. Death is retro puppet master.
I'm saying the movie.
motherfucker.
I prefer Dr. Death to Retro.
Actually, I might too. And
I
that's
really
tough.
enjoyed watching. I really enjoyed watching 10 with you, so I was hoping to watch that with you. Or Blade.
10?
We watched not 10 Blade. We watched Blade together.
Yeah, I gotta watch that again too because Joe's never seen Blade.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Dr. Death was awesome. They haven't made a misstep yet. I know I'm saying that, but
Still waiting for Bride of the Head of the Family.
yeah, well, it's still coming.
I
That's
know.
what they say.
Yeah,
It's still
I'm
coming.
waiting.
Yeah. The fact that DVDs still exist and they still sell them, it does. They basically sell 3 different versions of physical media as far as for movies right now at the same time.
I love picking up Betamax at Walmart.
Really? Which player did you get, Rob? Because a lot of them, even the Sonys, sometimes don't always do that.
I have
It's still
arcade
good.
on Betamax.
You know,
Arcade's fun. With Malcolm McDowell is a good film. What is it? Evil what?
Yeah, I've seen that around. I never watched it. I was always curious about that.
Evil Inco?
Yeah, you never seen? I forget who put it out, which company it was. Was it Elite? Maybe.
Oh, Evil Inco is a Russian serial killer.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I looked all over your channel because I was pretty sure that you reviewed it, Brad.
TLA release.
Don't say to watch my review because I tried and I know I
Okay,
watched it at one point. The movie, what's it called? Help me out there, Joe. The one I got from Atros. Atros?
no, I haven't reviewed it yet.
Did you
And
watch it?
That's the one that I got mixed up with when I said I was going to do Salo.
Yeah.
And it
Whenever I
was
said that, he
I
kinda
was
mixed it
talking
with
about
something else.
Atros, and I
Yeah.
just got the names mixed up.
And
Yeah.
you've never seen it yet?
I have not watched it yet. Still, I was just telling
Whoa.
I was just
I'll
telling
watch
Rick
that
the
with
other
you.
day.
I'll watch that with you.
Okay, if you want to.
But no,
was just
I
telling
want you to
Rick the
get
other
a full lunch, right? Make sure you have. Do you like chocolate pudding?
I love chocolate pudding. And chocolate ice cream
Huh?
too. I love chocolate pudding.
Get chocolate ice cream. I want you to get chocolate pudding and a full lunch and
I'm
watch
guessing there's a lot of
Atron.
shit eating in this movie. But yeah, I was just telling Rick I've had the Blu-ray forever and I've never watched it. And I've been meaning to. I just
Yeah.
can't get around to it.
So you get to
Danny
see it in
sent
all
it to
high
me.
definition too. Look at that.
Yeah, Danny sent me Atros, and I wasn't really sure what to expect. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. It's a rough one.
From what I understand, I mean, I know it's a Mexican horror film that's Atros stands for atrocious. So
Yep, and it is.
I've heard
It's
kind of what it's about. So I'm expecting pretty,
Well, it does have a story, and the story, I mean, it's there. The more I think about it after I watched it, the more the story is interesting. But the way they present the story in the film is almost secondary to the shock for shock's sake sort of stuff. So to me, it didn't click, I think, like it should have, I guess. Can you still hear me? Because this thing's doing the thing again.
Yeah.
yeah. I can hear you right now. Yeah.
Stop it. Yeah, I was just kidding. I don't want to watch Trials again. At one time was enough for me. Enough for me.
Okay, whatever.
I am curious, though. I am curious to know, and I did eat while I was watching it, which was probably a mistake. But
that stuff really doesn't gross me out as far as eating. The only
yeah.
time I told told you before, the only time that ever grossed me out when I was eating something is when, and it's so weird because of the movie it's in Goldmember, Austin Powers Goldmember, when he takes that piece of skin off and puts it in his mouth. That piece of pizza. I was literally eating a piece of pizza, and that made me like almost throw up. Like, but I can still watch brutal, nasty shit, and it's fine, you know. Like,
the Mexican Chainsaw Massacre was a good one to, not a really a good one to watch if you're eating something.
Oh, the Spanish Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, it's a Spanish Chainsaw Massacre.
now that one I did review.
Yeah, I reviewed that one too. Hobbs sent that to me.
That movie was freaking hilarious.
Look, the movie was, yeah. When that dude ran around the court with his balls hanging out, I was fucking on the ground laughing.
Yeah.
That was just too much.
I don't think I've ever said what the fuck more during watching a movie than until I watched Sante Sangre after that.
I love Sante Sangre.
Rob wants to know if we've seen the Worm Eaters.
Didn't somebody
I
ask
have
that
not,
earlier?
but I do have it. I do have the Worm Eaters.
I haven't seen that one.
I haven't watched it either.
No,
what's weird is I've had it in my hand several times to watch, and I always end up putting it back. I don't know why.
Yeah. Dead Alive reminds me of pudding. It reminds me of that.
Because
because the ear fell in the pudding. Yeah. I like Dead Alive. It's fun.
I do too. I love that movie.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we can wrap up.
Well, it was fun, guys. Thank you for having me.
You, everybody in the chat for joining us.
Bad taste. Bad taste is fun.
We'll be back next month with some more physical media matters.
Hijinks.
Awesome.
Be sure to check out our positive spins that just went live 3 minutes ago.
What is it this week?
Smiley.
Yeah, that's a winner. Everybody loves that one.
If you don't mind me promoting, check out my review of what the fuck
Goodbye,
movie did I put up?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's. There you go. Check that review out.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. Good night. And remember, physical media matters.
Yeah.